Yo, I just got booted off podcast. I don't know. Maybe I just said something wrong. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. I apologize for that. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not for sure if it's an internet thing on my end, because this thing only happens when I get here. So maybe my settings here aren't right. I apologize. I've been working on that. It's been like 2 weeks. I know we should probably be doing better. But I got like 2 computers, internet, all the stuff, man, and things are going. But anyway, let me bring my guy back in. Let me bring my guys back in just real quick. Yeah, let me bring my guys back in real quick, man. Hey, Teddy, give me just a second. I'm going to finish up with Guillermo, and then as soon as I finish up with Guillermo, man, I'm going to get you on. Just bear with me for a few minutes. Hey, Knicks all day, we're good. Not for sure what happened, but wait on my guys to get back in. Yo, so my man Rick Wall is back in building. Hey, Rick, like I was telling you before, we do this thing it's not just Uncle Freezie thing. This is like our Knicks Twitter thing. You know what I'm saying? So when I get on, I generally, try to be the voice of what we talk about all day on Knicks Twitter. And Guillermo alluded to it by saying how much time he spends in Knicks Twitter, just, answering, rebutting, and pointing out and making points too. So, and that goes to anybody else that's in the that follow us that's in the thread, man. Listen, I'm an open door when it comes to that stuff. As long as you respectful to the general audience, you know what I'm saying, and bring some smart takes. Because to be honest with you, if you come on here with dumbass takes, I'm gonna put your ass out. And I hate to sound that way, but the audience deserves a certain level of expertise. And so this ain't just jumping on here, getting FaceTime, even if you sound like an idiot. So when you get on, you got to be sharp. That's the reason why I bring my man Art on here. That's the reason why Nick G and Rick, they know they got a lifetime contract, no paperwork. As soon as they come in the chat, they already know it's open door, period. They don't have to wait. But yeah, what was you saying about my man though? I'm sorry.
No, I was just trying to fit the battery in his back.
You forgot to feed the hamster on your little hamster wheel to keep.
It ain't me. It ain't me. I keep telling you that, dog. It ain't me, man. Because I work on the internet all day from home, and I don't ever have an issue.
Because you gotta use your damn Ethernet cable, bro. Like you're using wireless. Stop using the wireless, man. Is wireless can mess up if you use the Ethernet.
You talking about that?
Are you using a laptop right now?
Yeah, I'm on the laptop right now.
Do you have that white or gray, whatever, Ethernet cable? Put it in your laptop. You got to get the Ethernet cable that goes to your router so you get the better access so you're not cutting off. Word.
Yeah, I'll get to it, man. I'm going to do it. I've been
this guy.
No, for real. I even got the camera. I got the same camera y'all got. Remember, Sim told Nick G to get a certain camera. I went out and bought it the same day. I got an iMac. I think the camera's all right. I'll just use that.
Okay. Yes. Are you using Ethernet cable?
No. Right now? No.
Yeah, if you got a
Raphael, I've been wanting you to come on, man.
You got to get the USB thing. I got an Anchor. We could put in
my modem's on the second floor. So.
Oh. Damn.
I mean, I don't get cut off like Freezie though.
Yeah, I know. It must be what I'm saying, dog. I promise you, it must be.
So
it must be what I'm saying.
So who do we?
Wait a second. Before I got cut off, I was explaining to Guillermo that I don't really hate RJ. It's on Twitter, there's only 280 characters, and it's a very binary environment. If you're not worshiping the ground of that somebody walks on, that means you hate them. Mm-hmm. My take on RJ was simple. Was that I felt it was like a 2-man draft, and then RJ was just as good as a lot of guys that was drafted after him. And I wanted to trade down and get 2 for the price of 1. And then, but a lot of the guys feel like they've been following him since he was in high school. So
yeah, well, see, I get scared about that
because of that deal. Like he's so much better than everybody else, and I disagree with that.
I get scared about that because I watched this whole list of like the top NBA players or top high school players, and the high school game is just so much more different from college, which is different from the NBA, right? And if you don't have that much development in college, right, it's like, you know, many times we go off the hype that we see in the high school. So, I mean, look, when I agree with you 1,000%. My guy was Ja Morant. I would have picked him first. I picked him like that was my guy.
The Knicks would have picked him. The Knicks were scouting Ja Morant. They would have drafted. They were thinking about drafting him if he came out the year before.
Don't bring stuff like that up, man. I don't want to think about
the Knicks. The Knicks were on Ja Morant since the year before, since he was a freshman.
Why would you? All right, forget it. Whatever, man. I don't want to think about that, man. I don't want to think. I was at the freaking pen, whatever the thing is, right next to the MSG when it was a countdown. When it got to, I wanted 2 so badly. I did not want Zion, bro. When it got to,
let me ask y'all a question because the RJ conversation is one that's continuous. What I wanted to do though is ask y'all a legit question about Knicks contributors, right? So my question to y'all is this: do y'all feel like Knicks fans get a fair shake when it comes to what's put out by the mainstream Knicks media, such as Knicks Film School, SNY, and your Ian Begley's, your Woj's? Do you feel like the take that's given by them is a 3,000-foot national take with no sense of what the Knicks feel, or do you feel like it's straight up Knicks hate?
You said Knicks Film School?
Yeah, Macri and them.
No, I don't think it's Knicks hate. I mean, it's Macri and them kind of do a lot of they mirror Knicks Twitter a lot. I'll give Macri the fact that he plays devil's advocate. Guillermo does too. So, and I appreciate it. You do too. That's why I mess with you guys.
Where do I play devil's advocate? I'm a good guy.
You do play devil's advocate because even when you disagree with something, you'd be like, well, okay, let me how about this? You'll ask, even though it's not something you agree on. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the problem with a lot of the Knicks media, Knicks Twitter in general, is that they only see one point of view and never look at the other. And that's why the trades are so horrible. The trade proposal are always so horrible because they never consider the other team.
Okay. So you feel like they do have a finger on the pulse of Knicks fans, and it's the complete opposite of the point I'm making. They have a finger
on the pulse of Knicks Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't really follow Knicks Film School, so I feel bad because people mention I don't really follow. I know this.
No, I like Macri.
I'm not getting on. I just don't follow him as much. And then like ESPN, I don't even pay attention. Honestly, unless it's a clip that comes on YouTube and it's like, oh, ESPN, like it's especially if it's like a former player talking about like football stuff. Sometimes they say things that I'm interested in. Like when Brandon Marshall sometimes comes in there, he says some interesting stuff too. But I don't really pay to like a lot of people legit don't know anything about sports. Like what I've heard over the years, Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Smith, and even like Woj to me, I think I know what Woj's job is because I remember Jason Whitlock broke it down. There are people who that like teams literally want to find outlets to put news out there, but obviously can't say, this rumor is true or whatever. So sometimes they'll get a guy like Woj, right? Somebody they could trust, and they kind of funnel the information through him, right? So when it's like legit feelers that, like remember when it came out that Dame Lillard was the whole thing, well, it came through Stephen A. Smith that Dame Lillard and the Knicks, there's this blah blah, right? And then it actually came out that they were actually trying to get Dame Lillard. I remember that initially came out through so-called rumors from Stephen A. Smith, where it's like, oh no, Stephen A. Smith kept suggesting, the Knicks should go after Dame Lillard, blah blah, and it was like, oh yeah, it's cool. Like, how close is that? And then it came out that I believe Phil Jackson legit wanted to get Dame Lillard. Obviously it didn't happen. So to me, Woj, I just, if it's I stayed away because he opens up the draft stuff. But if it's like, trades and stuff, it's like, all right, he has a post. But other than that, I really don't pay attention to the mainstream media about like, especially ESPN. I don't give a damn what they say about the Knicks. I've seen the dumbest crap bandwagon. I've seen Max Kellerman, he's a Lakers fan now and that stuff. It's corny trash, man. And even when the Knicks beat the Rockets at one night, I know RJ Barrett had a good game, 27, 26 points, whatever he had. It's like they try to downplay it. Like it's like, come on, dogs. Yeah, the Knicks suck, but if they have a good game against a contender, and mind you, the Rockets went on like a 4 or 5 game winning streak. Remember they were like on some type of streak after the I think they traded Capella. This is when Westbrook already.
Yeah, that's when they started playing small ball, and then they ran into the Knicks, and then we killed them with our bigs.
And then I remember it was either not ESPN. I think it was like somewhere on Bleacher Report. They were talking about, oh, the Knicks. Do teams have to follow the blueprint of Knicks, whatever? I know they kind of overhyped it, but ESPN tried to downplay like, oh, nice night for RJ Barrett. It's like, all right, come on, man. I mean, it's so I don't know.
So are you one of those guys? Are you one of those guys that that take offense to how the national media treats the Knicks? Because I'm not that guy.
No, I don't. I just don't pay. I honestly, God, don't pay attention. I just know that it's like I know what the angle is. It's the Knicks are the laughing stock to issue. Because I'm also a Jets fan, right? So I've seen it. Like people talk about being the Knicks. I've seen it with now. The Jets have been objectively bad recently, but I remember 2009 to 2011. They tried so hard not to give the Jets credit, despite the fact that we were really good those 2 years, right? They tried their hardest. I remember 2010, 2011. They tried their hardest to not to give Rex Ryan and those players, Sanchez, all these guys any credit, right? So I was like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. That's why your boy, what's this guy's name? Bart Scott came out. Because remember, the only people who gave us credit were
well, you know that whole, but as a Jets fan, because we got embarrassed on that Monday Night Football
45-3. Yeah, but hold up. I'm telling you, they killed us. They didn't want to give us credit that whole season. I'm telling you, I know the 45-3.
We were 9-7 though.
Yeah, we were not, but we were still a good team.
Yeah, we were a good team, but you had Sanchez running the show, and he was.
But see, all right. So that's all right. So,
by the way, I'm a big Sanchez guy.
Well, put it like this. So here's the context, right? And this is why I know that the media don't really analyze stuff, right? Because Sanchez was not a quarterback who was going to carry a team, but if you gave him weapons, right, he could have been a solid player. Now, obviously, 2009, 2010, right? That's when we started the whole line. We got that guy from the Steelers, Faneca. We had Mango.
Yeah, we had that monster O-line. We had the monster running game, the number
Thomas
one defense.
Jones. Who's a big?
The Brickishaw Ferguson.
The Brickishaw Ferguson was solid. 11 years, I believe, is it? 11, 12 years?
Yep.
Who's a running back? The one who ran.
Remember
Sean Green.
Sean Green.
Yeah, Sean Green, Thomas Jones first year. And the second year we had Sean Green. And also remember the second year we brought on we had Brandon Edwards. Braylon Edwards. So when he was with Cleveland, he was known as a guy who had a lot of drop passes, never finished potential. Now he had 900 yards. We only had 2 drops that whole year. He was Sanchez.
He had some big drops in New York too.
But say it again.
He had some big drops with us too.
2 drops that whole year. The 2010, 2011. Go check. He had 2 drops.
If that's the number, that's fine. But I remember big drops from him. I remember a few big drops from him. I'm not gonna challenge you on the number, right. But I remember a couple huge drops. But he made up for it though. He had a great season.
I remember the Colts game. I remember the Lions game. I wasn't.
But Sanchez was we traded up for him, so I think quickly you realize like he's not the guy that can carry. But like I always told people, you could win with him.
Yeah.
You could, but it is what it is. Or Darnold's going through the same thing. He's gonna have to go.
Oh my God, dude! Mark my word. If Darnold goes to the Steelers, the Colts, the Saints, I think he's gonna do really well.
Well, if he doesn't fix his footwork issues,
he has really bad mechanics. So. Like I hate when he throws up the back foot.
That back foot stuff. He don't even have the arm for it. He don't.
No. Like Patrick Mahomes, I feel comfortable.
Patrick Mahomes can get away with it.
Yeah, he was getting away at Texas Tech, and that's the thing about it. People love to say they like the revisionist history. It's like when he was at Texas Tech.
No revisionist history, my guy. Not for me.
Outside of Rick Ward, who was the only one called because Rick Ward loves saying he is a Pat P. Mahomes fan. I give it to him. But the consensus from the NFL was
I
like,
don't care about the consensus, man. Just
I'm
like
not
right now,
talking about you. I'm talking about why he was not picked.
I understand. Well,
okay, hold on.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
If you see something and everybody's telling you, oh, this, and that, like, I don't care what people say. I see with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, but I'm not talking about
like the RJ thing. I don't care what y'all telling me.
Oh, you're gonna be upset next year, so keep
you know what I'm saying? Well, maybe.
But
You know what Rex Ryan said? You know what Rex Ryan said one day? He said,
what did he say?
He said that I'd rather be fired for my own mistakes than somebody else's.
So if
I gotta eat crow next year, that's fine. But it was my own words. I wasn't following what everybody else, because everybody's telling me that RJ's supposed to be freaking Kobe Bryant.
Oh,
yeah, Rex Ryan, all that is now.
Hey, but my dog is in the building. No. To get hyped.
Invite him if he wants to come, please. Invite this. But Rex Ryan, it's funny because Rex Ryan did really well with Mangini's players, and then once those guys faded off, then he.
I don't like that. Okay, so wait.
He didn't. He did. Hold on.
Wait, listen. Mangini's players, right? Mangini's defense was like 15, 17 range. He took the same players and made them number one in the league. So I don't want to hear anybody saying like he did it with Man. No, he didn't. Mangini had the same players.
His own guys, they sucked. But hold up, the reason
why he's not a GM.
Rex Ryan is. I agree, but you working in tandem with right? You're still working.
Why are you putting that on him?
No. So I'm not just putting on him. It's also Tannenbaum's fault. But him and Tannenbaum.
No, it's Tannenbaum's fault. It's not Rex's fault.
It is Rex's fault. It's also partially Rex's fault. He's working with Tannenbaum. He's
the coach.
Players. He's the one that picked that wanted Quentin Copels. He said it himself. He picked those. Go ahead,
the NFL draft. The NFL draft is in April. Okay, them coaches are coaching to play games. Matter of fact, we were winning during that time. So he was going deep into the playoffs. Rex Ryan doesn't have time to be scouting players for the draft.
It's not even close to true.
Hey, I'm gonna bring Teddy in. Teddy new to this, so y'all be patient with him, okay?
Oh yeah, come on. And my camera's off.
But why would you put personnel things on the coach?
No. I'm not. So I'm not just putting on him. But when I'm saying, I meant to say more so that regime. When I'm saying Rex Ryan, I'm just saying the regime. So I'm not putting all.
Well, Tannenbaum had both though.
Rex Ryan.
Tannenbaum came with.
Mangini was the guy. Everybody knew Mangini was the guy picking those plays, and the reason why they did well. Now I'll give it Rex Ryan's credit. He was a great defensive mind. He changed. Remember, he changed from the 4-3 to the 3-4. Right. That's why we got.
Teddy, what's happening?
So Jonathan Abraham.
Can you hear us?
Yo, what's up, Teddy?
Yeah, I can hear y'all good. Can y'all hear me?
Hey, good to have you on, man. Hey.
You and I need to have a Jets talk.
Man, much respect. What's up, Guillermo?
We'll have a Jets talk, bro. I was a Rex Ryan fan, and I was like, all right, now these guys, trust me, it hurt me to see Rex Ryan struggle, bro. Like those first 2 years, Rex Ryan, I love it. Even Mangini wasn't bad until he got forced to take Brett Favre, and then he chose a bum ass.
I don't want to put the Jets miseries on these guys. They might be Giants.
Oh yeah. My bad. You guys Giants fans?
I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah.
We're
not gonna have a separate Jets.
I'm a bigger fan.
Giants fans, like you guys are in the. I'm hoping the Giants. I'm hoping you guys keep Gettleman because I have a sick feeling the Giants. The Jets are going to win the 2 games.
But Guillermo,
Giants.
They're both tanking.
I'm from Cincinnati.
You think Giants are tanking? Or you Cincinnati?
No, they're not tanking. They're playing hard. Giants are playing hard.
Yeah, Giants are tanking,
hard,
bro.
but they play tanking too. And they
no, but you don't play tanking. No.
The last 2 years, always bet against them because they're never gonna cover. They're always gonna lose.
Bro, how you guys hold up. God knows Elijah. How you guys tanking when you literally probably gave Tampa Bay one of their toughest matchups this whole season? You don't have a secondary. You don't have a good secondary, and you play Tom Brady masterfully.
You see, you know what good tanking is. That's what it is.
The Jets, yes. Yo, what? Do you know what we do? Hold up. Do you know what we do? Do you know that there are like 3 Jets games this season, but we're only down by like 10 or 15 going into the fourth quarter? And what do? Run it up the gut with Frank Gore. I'm like, yo, we have there's no hope. I love it. Let us get Trevor Lawrence as clean out. We tank. We're professional tankers, bro. Got you.
How did Odell Beckham get to the Giants? How did Daniel Jones get to the Giants? And how did Saquon Barkley get to the Giants? How? And then the number 3, 4, 5, 6 6 picks. That's not tanking to you. You just don't see it. That's
okay. So I'm talking about. I'm talking about this year. So your other years, I'm not necessarily sure. But the year you guys, Odell was like 13th or 18th, right?
You know it was tank season. We just smarter than most teams in tanking.
You guys were still all in with
can I tell you something? Giants fans are spoiled, man. He thinks that's tanking. They don't know.
I'm saying he did. Elijah, you're like, yo, bro.
You're spoiled.
We would kill for your tanking with like if we felt we could win. I would love to see Sam Darnold I have not seen Sam Darnold in a long time in the fourth quarter make a meaningful throw in the fourth quarter where it's like, yo, you guys, I watched that Tampa Bay game, bro. I was impressed by your team. Your team is not, I don't think you guys played that good, even in your one win against the Washington Redskins, because I mean the talent wise, against Brady. Their defense, like, bro, you got Aaron Rodgers. You guys made Aaron Rodgers like people look like, yo, why did Aaron Rodgers look so bad against Tampa Bay? But Daniel Jones is making throws, and if it wasn't for 2 stupid interceptions, right? The one where he threw off his back foot while he's getting sacked, and there's another one. I can't remember the other one, but the first one I remember was a bad one. Like I look at the Giants, and the crazy thing about Giants is I have a sick feeling that if you guys get rid of Gettleman, because Gettleman likes to build in the trenches, right? So your O-lines, they have to gel, right? Nate Solder ain't it, but you guys got Hernandez and maybe Andrew Thomas. Now, you might move him to the right if you draft a Sewell from Oregon, but I'm telling you, he's going to get fired, and I bet you those pieces are going to look good next year.
Here's my question. My thing is –
come back. You're going to be good.
My thing is –
Say it again, Rick. What you say? You kind of cut off.
Barkley's going to come back. Giants are going to be straight. They're going to have a high draft pick. Giants are going to be straight.
Now, are you going to take JT Fields?
The Giants, no.
Giants are going to take JT Fields.
Can I tell you what my nightmare is?
You talking about the black quarterback?
Yeah, the one from Ohio State. Even though I don't trust Ohio State.
Grandma. Here's what. Right?
Hold on. You froze.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yo, Rick Rowe. Sorry. You said, you know what I'll do? My bad. And you froze. My bad. Can you say it again?
Here's my nightmare. We suck. We get the first pick. We draft Trevor Lawrence. And Fields is the better player.
Don't say that.
Ooh. No.
Hey, that's a good debate.
Fields is not better than Trevor Lawrence.
So one thing. Wait, hold up. To Rick's point, you know what I'm scared about with Trevor Lawrence?
Why am I always on the wrong side of? I mean, on the opposite side. I think Fields is better than Trevor Lawrence. I'm actually. All right. I'm not sure about that, but I'll give you one thing. Thing. Here's what I'm scared about with Trevor Lawrence. He's always had good receivers with him. T. Higgins last year. He got that kid Justin Ross this year. He's had good receivers with Clemson is receiver factory, right? I don't know who the receivers are for JT Fields. And honestly, I've not watched enough of him. But I just Trevor Lawrence. Here's what I'm gonna tell you about Trevor Lawrence. He puts the ball in harm's way, and he gets away with it in Clemson.
You said he puts the ball the wrong way?
In harm's way. He'll throw it. He's I guess it's a gunslinger, you like to call it, but like he gambles. Like he'll throw the ball 50-50 and let his wide receiver whatever. He does that a lot. Now in the NFL, it's not the ACC. I don't know. He gets away with it in Clemson. But he will throw the ball if he sees one-on-one coverage, which I kind of like, but he does it a little too much for me.
My take is Trevor Lawrence has so much experience that the fact that he went back to college, I think is going to be to his benefit. To when he gets to the NFL, he's going to progress with any system he gets in because he had that time to make his mistakes. And now, any system he gets into, I think he's going to go back. If the Jets are number one, he's going back to school.
Yo,
Right.
if he pull,
The
yo,
Jets number one, he's going back to throw for one more year.
don't do that,
But-
please, man.
My whole thing is I feel like a lot of teams in the NFL right now are learning from the LA Rams and how they were able to get that quarterback, the running back, and they filled up the whole roster, and they came out of nowhere. Was it last year or 2 years ago where they came out of nowhere and they just ransacking the whole league? So
Absolutely.
the Giants are not too far behind from that, and that's when I started learning. I'm like, wait a minute. Yo, they tanked to do everything they did, and they just don't. So that's just what I'm saying. This is why, I think I can see the Cowboys tanking, and why teams are talking, and why on YouTube you see videos talking about the Cowboys should tank or should, and this.
They have no choice now.
Yeah, now that
Yeah, but are they gonna? So wait, hold up. So are you gonna tank good enough to do what? I mean, they still, as much as you guys like to tank, you guys are still in the NFC race, which is disgusting.
And that's crazy to say. Yeah, you had a great point. That's crazy to say.
Still in the NFC race. So the Giants win their next 2 games.
There's no
I believe it's Eagles and is it Eagles and Cowboys you guys play next, or Eagles and Skins?
Regardless.
They're the Giants. Who cares?
Guillermo. No diss to the Jets, but
you can't diss me. The Jets.
You're about to though, but
Yeah, we're callous. There's nothing.
I mean, the Jets are trash.
Yeah, there's nothing.
The Jets are trash, bro.
You insulting me is actually a compliment. So what are you
organization in football, man?
The worst.
The Jets are garbage. You know, the only reason why I sat patiently for the last few minutes was out of respect to
if y'all want to see comedy, go to every post-game interview they have with Adam Gase. It is the most cringe-worthy.
I want to say something
you see from a coach, bro, on SNY. It's terrible. So go ahead. What are you gonna say about the Jets? It's not gonna hurt me. I don't give a damn.
I feel like the Jets are late to the tanking party. They're learning now to in terms of trying to get assets for Sam Darnold. I'm trying to talk to you. See how the Giants are trying to trade Odell Beckham Jr. for 2 first-round picks and the player. I feel like that's what the Jets are trying to do with Sam Darnold right now.
Yeah, but the Giants. But hold up. The Giants weren't smart.
If you
wanted to trade, if you wanted to trade Odell Beckham, why would you? You should have just given the franchise tag, trade him, then you get a pick. You guys signed him and then traded him.
They got it.
Smart. That was you guys literally changed up. You pulled a Knicks move where you made a bad decision and then try to clean up. If you franchise tagged him, you would have gotten picks.
I think he got really hurt. I think something happened with his leg.
Yeah, but you didn't. You guys paid him 20. You guys agreed to pay him $20 million or what? No, not 20.
I remember
whatever the contract was. But you guys should have franchise tagged him. See, but that's the thing about it is that here's what you guys also messed up too. You guys held on to Eli way too long, man.
Cocaine.
Try to get the most out of Eli. He was done.
He was taking that picture with cocaine.
You guys should have drafted Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold with Odell Beckham, Ingram. All right, y'all say this now. You told me Sam Darnold.
I ain't gonna lie. You got a good.
No Saquon Barkley, right? No Saquon Barkley, but Sam Darnold, say Odell, whatever. Ingram. You guys probably would have had Slayton still, whatever. You signed him to pay from the Lions. Yeah. All those weapons. Sam Darnold doesn't have any weapons to really throw to, right? So doesn't have coaching. You tell me that team does not look better. They're not in the NFC East. Sam Darnold on that team. You aren't sniffing the playoffs.
Yo, can I ask a question? Why does before I get to that, what
try to get some
God and Moses about what the Rams did and what most of these teams are doing is that if you get a good young quarterback before you have to pay him and he's on his rookie deal, you can spend the money on elsewhere, and then you can build up. That's what happened with Seattle with Russell Wilson.
Yep.
The Mahomes, the Rams.
Joe Burrow.
If you have a good young rookie quarterback, then you can spend money everywhere else while he's on his rookie deal, and then you can have a good team. But then once you have to pay him, that's when you can't pay everybody else. So that's when they comes out. Your window is when you draft a young quarterback, and while he's still on that young deal, you spend the money elsewhere and you build a good team and you try to win before you have to get a big contract.
You know who's another?
Dallas tried to do that with that, but now it's time to pay.
But you know who's
Daniel Jones Daniel Jones, this offseason, the Giants better stack up and try to make a run before they have to pay him.
Yep.
Do you think Daniel Jones is worth it?
Is Daniel Jones worth it?
He's only a year and a half in, so
still early.
He shows some really good flashes.
His issues outside the numbers or outside the marks, right? Like that's where most of his interceptions come from, right?
And he has that Eli in him, though. He got that Eli in him. He don't want to give up on a play.
Yeah, but if he does get weapons, so for the Jets at least, I know who I want: Trevor Lawrence, and give me Terrence Marshall from LSU because we have 2 in the first round. Even though I was doing some mock drafts, and you could pick a Walter Little from Stanford because we still need people for the O-line. I mean, George Fenn was actually having a good run until he got hurt, but you need a legit right tackle. So I
just can't see why the Jets in a wide receiver draft come out of the draft with no weapons.
Because
they got Denzel Mims, but he's just been hurt.
Yeah, Denzel Mims is solid, but see, Joe Douglas.
I like Denzel Mims.
You could have got in the later rounds. You could have got Donovan Peoples-Jones, who's just like rotting right now. You could have got the kid. I
wanted CeeDee Lamb, but I'm not mad with that.
I don't want to talk about CeeDee Lamb, man. That was my guy coming from college, and he's on my fantasy team. Well, before Dak went down, he was killing for me. But
T. Higgins is looking good too.
Yeah.
Yo, that whole class, Justin Jefferson. As soon as Dalvin Cook went down,
is this Bengals talk? Is this what's going on?
About the dude that Pittsburgh guy. You know his name.
Oh, Chase Claypool. I want to Chase Claypool too. Dude, he is tough. Yo, dude, this wide receiver class was stacked.
Yes, it was.
Jerry Jeudy, bro. Henry Ruggs looking great. Like, bro.
What is Denzel Mims doing?
Wait, say it again.
What is Denzel Mims doing?
On an injury reserve.
Yeah, he got a hamstring. He's trying to make it in life. Like, bro, he did have a nice play with Darnold.
One nice catch.
It was one. Our last 2 games we played really well in the first half, and then second half.
We're such a poverty team, though. That one catch makes everybody, all the Jets fans happy. He caught one pass. Everybody's happy.
I don't want. Yo.
Yeah. So why did the Jets trade for AJ Green? Wouldn't it just make sense to trade for AJ Green?
Boy, y'all should have. The team is looking terrible.
Trade draft picks for now as we're tanking now.
Allen Robinson
for the future.
I'll take Allen Robinson.
I will.
Hey, y'all can take AJ too.
I take Allen Robinson since
Allen Robinson. He already played for a team. He's the number 1 receiver for the Bears.
Y'all gotta realize
but Allen Robinson's his contract's up. His contract.
Robinson is
Chicago. That's another team. Y'all got all those weapons, and I ain't about that overrated. Was it 5-3 R, 5-3, whatever?
Oh, the Bears is balling. Allen is balling.
Huh?
He wants that money.
I don't. Allen gets Did y'all see his touchdown catch Sunday night?
Incredible.
Touchdown catch against the Saints Sunday night.
Incredible.
Hey, Allen Robinson is a baller.
It wasn't as good as
he is also a Bear for life.
Absolutely.
He's not a Bear for life, bro. Like, you guys got issues too at quarterback, man. Trubisky, y'all picked Trubisky over the shot.
Hey, Nick Foles is balling. I wish they would put Nick Foles in after the bye week though.
Watson, man. I don't know how they didn't pick him, man. I like him.
How y'all pick? And to I think it was one of you guys made the point. Teddy,
he beat Alabama that year too.
You can't pick when you talk about college quarterbacks. Game experience matters a lot. Like Trubisky only played 13 games, was it?
Yeah, he didn't play. He only started 1 year. Yeah.
Like, bro,
wait. How are we talking about the Bears making a bad decision? And the Jets signed the greatest running back statistically.
Freezie. I'm not talking trash. They're better. I'm talking.
Y'all signed Le'Veon Bell. I more yards from scrimmage than Barry Sanders, right? Le'Veon Bell averaged more yards per game than Barry Sanders. Went to the Jets.
And y'all didn't even know how to use them.
Gase,
Right.
don't look at
Yo, what is Le'Veon Bell doing in Kansas City?
Being a third string running back.
But the point is, when my man was
Le'Veon Bell went this season in New York.
when my man was y'all signed him and destroyed him. And the same, try to do the same thing with Jamal Adams.
No,
How did he trade
No. Jamal Adams enjoyed his best defensive usage under the Jets. The way we use him, because Jamal Adams is average to not that great in coverage, right? So we use him basically as an extra linebacker. If you see someone on the line and they move Marcus May out to be more of the free safety, I wish they would have drafted a dude Williams from Utah, but whatever.
Yo, that draft. Can I tell you something? That draft, I had my own mock draft. My first pick was Mahomes. My second round pick was Dalvin Cook.
Get out of here.
In the real draft,
But you know what happened? But you know what we got? We got
Hey, it's 1:00 in the morning. He feel like he can feed us a lie. You ain't
no.
had
He said he was in that. Mahomes.
Freezie. I have the proof. I can send it to you. It's on the Jets message board.
Get out of here.
Wait, did we have a chance of Dalvin Cook?
You had Patrick Mahomes over Myles Garrett. You had Patrick Mahomes over Myles Garrett.
No, that Myles Garrett,
That's
2017, he had the sixth pick. Myles Garrett was the first over. I don't even think Myles Garrett was in our draft.
That's a different draft, bro.
2017.
That's the year before.
That's a different draft.
Okay.
That's
Who's
the
the number one pick in that draft?
No, he's right. No, Myles Garrett was number one.
Myles Garrett, right. That's what I'm
The
hearing.
Jets had the sixth pick.
Hold on. Do we
picked Jamal Adams, and in the second round we picked Mays.
And Patrick
Oh
Mahomes.
my! Oh no,
We picked two safeties in a row, like idiots.
Who does that?
Who does that? Who does that?
I remember.
Can I tell you something? If you look at the franchise tags, so
the Jets have used
of course the highest franchise tag is by position is quarterback, right? The lowest franchise tag is kickers. The second lowest, fucking safeties, man. Why you draft them in the first round?
Is it
First and second? Why you drafting?
You know why? Wasn't this the year that we were enamored after what's the name's run? Fitzpatrick.
No, what happened was that year our safety sucked.
Yeah.
Like the year prior, the safeties were terrible.
Oh, Calvin.
So they went in and they drafted lead instead of just getting the best player.
Oh, the Giants drafted Evan Ingram in that draft. That was awesome in the first round too.
Evan Ingram had a good year. His second year, wasn't it?
He ain't bad.
Nah, but he got killed for that drop against 17 it was. But Evan Ingram.
Yeah. So I wanted to be honest with you, I wanted the Bears to get Jamal Adams. When we were picking at 5, I think, or 4, we traded up, or 3. And we traded up, like gave away a whole bunch of first round picks.
We did not move Jamal Adams, man. That's such a misnomer. Jamal Adams enjoyed his best individual, not team, but individual performances in terms of how.
But I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the Jets traded him away.
No, but you said we ruined him, though. You said we ruined him. And I'm like, how do we made it?
Yeah.
He got traded for a first on a team that plays a lot of cover 3. So Jamal Adams, he did have a few first good games before he got the groin injury, but he's not really a cover 3 guy, right? You need him around the line of scrimmage to basically be that freaking missile to not Raider back. What do they call it? Like hybrid.
You mean like Cam Chancellor? He could be that Cam Chancellor role.
Yeah, he's not be Cam. Cam Chancellor was a linebacker who could play a little bit out of coverage. You know who it is? You know who Jamal Adams is? He's a more technically sound Bob Sanders.
Bob Sanders was fast though.
Bob Sanders was more like a missile. Jamal has a missile too, but Bob Sanders would catch you out in coverage and bowl you up like.
And you know what's worse than what's worse than a safety?
Oh Lord! Can I guess? Please, can we guess? Because it has to be something the Jets have put a lot of.
No, I'm just saying. Like, first of all, you don't draft safeties in the top half of the first round, right? And if you're gonna draft a safety, he better be He better be like a ball hawk.
A generation.
You don't draft an in the box safety.
Right.
6 overall. That's insane, man.
He got
to try to give Todd Bowles all those.
Able to do more than just like Deion Sanders. He was able to
Yeah, you draft Deion Sanders.
He's generational.
That high, he had to be a Heisman Trophy candidate.
Well said.
Yeah. You got Deion Sanders was disgustingly.
Oh, that's a generational talent right there.
Talent. Wasn't that? Yeah, that draft was crazy. In the first year,
Alvin Kamara was in that draft.
You had that was like the worst pick, but then you had Derek Thomas. You had was that Troy Aikman?
No, yeah.
I remember that.
In the 89 draft?
Troy Aikman.
The 89 draft was Troy Aikman, Tony Mandarich, Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, and Derek Thomas. The top
it was like
five.
5 Hall of Famers in the first.
Yeah.
4 Hall of Famers in the first 5.
Yep.
That is disgusting, man. But if you get look, if the Jets give me Trevor Lawrence and Terrence Marshall from, even though I badly want one of those.
I'm telling you guys, you heard it here first.
What are you gonna say, Jay? Oh, wait. He said JT Fields is gonna be better than. But hold on. Can I ask you this? Because you have to be fair, right? If the Jets are still inept and we don't surround Terrence Lawrence, so like, give me a team that JT Fields be good, because I want to at least be like, all right, Trevor Lawrence at least had the chance to compete.
No, Trevor Lawrence is nice. He's worth all that stuff that he whatever. 2 things. Both of them come from Georgia, and both of them were 1A and 1B, and they've been like battling each other. They only like went to high schools only like 100 miles apart. So they've been competing against each other, whatever. So what happened though? Trevor Lawrence goes to Clemson, starts right away. Justin Fields goes to Georgia and had to play behind Jake Fromm, who was like in the national championship the year before.
Yep.
So all of a sudden, people start putting this gap between them like they're so far apart. They're not. But the reason why I like Fields is the mobility aspect of his game. Trevor Lawrence can move too, but Fields, like, the way the NFL is going, look at Lamar Jackson.
Right.
Look
Good
at
point.
Josh Allen. The guys that can move.
But can I say something to that though?
And
I used to agree with that, but when you watch Lamar Jackson, right, and I understand. Look, when
that's a bad comparison.
Playoffs and you play some elite defense.
They're not the same.
The Titans last year, he struggled, right? I think that it's a misnomer that the running quarterback. Now, this is why I like Mahomes, right? Mahomes can run, right? He can use it, but I think I like the Trevor Lawrence's more where they know how to stay in the pocket, but it's like they know when to run.
But
and then
wait. Let's not put Fields in Lamar Jackson category.
I know in the mode of actual mobile where that is like literally a weapon. Like you have to watch out for Lamar Jackson's running because it's a legit staple within the offense, right? But they have those 3 running backs: J.K. Dobbins, Mark Ingram, and the other guy I can't remember. And literally Lamar Jackson is like, not to say he's a running back who would throw, but he's considered that like dangerous in that regard. Now Mahomes is not seen as that, but Mahomes can move, right? I think that Mahomes, he can make every throw on the field, right? And it's like at the very least that if he's thrown out the pocket, right? Or if it's a set play, sometimes they have set plays. I know Bieniemy calls certain plays like he calls certain 3rd down plays and stuff for the Chiefs. He can run, right? But he focuses like he makes sure, but he can make every throw. I feel with JT Fields, you might run into an issue where you're playing some of these elite defenses, right? And you can't go outside the numbers. You can't read the defenses properly. And you can
stop you right there.
Trevor Lawrence can make every throw. And your issue is that he's trying to be a gunslinger. You can home that back. Same thing you did with Josh Allen.
No, but he's not. But Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is the dude that knows the playbook inside and out, right? So a lot of times when you see him make a throw, it's based on what the play is. He reads the coverage like the coaches. If you have for instance, where you see his talent manifest is when he sees coverage. Sees pressure and anticipates the route on the throw. So it looks like the receiver or he's throwing the ball to the wrong place, but the dude knows the playbook, knows the route that should be run, and anticipates the throw. Which I don't have in a Sam Darnold is he doesn't anticipate. He has to see people open before he throws it. You bring in a Trevor Lawrence, all those guys that you say are not weapons.
That's not true.
That are not
That's
weapons
not true.
for a quarterback.
That's not true. Sam
Wait, let me
Darnold.
defend. Wait, can I
Go back to last season. Sam Darnold can meet guys on the run.
You talking about Sam Darnold? Okay, I thought you were talking about Trevor Lawrence. Okay.
No, but you said Sam Darnold
Yeah.
can't make those throws. He can make those throws. The issue with Sam Darnold is that sometimes he becomes a one-read quarterback. Sometimes he locks onto targets. He has bad mechanics thrown back on his back foot. He doesn't use his feet enough. And to his credit, he's trying to make plays within the pocket, right? But he has to realize he has no weapons outside of Crowder, who's now hurt, and Mims. He really doesn't have weapons like that. There are many times I've seen it where Sam Darnold will have a 3rd and 6, get outside the pocket. He has room to run for the first down. He's doing it a little bit more this year. Last year he was doing a lot where 3rd and 6, 3rd and 12, and he tried to go back to the Dolphins game where he got destroyed. It was like a 3rd and 11, whatever. He throws a terrible interception, and it's like, dogs, you literally could have just ran the ball. There was no one.
The coaches coached that into him.
Oh yeah, the coach, but you don't have coaching. But that's the thing about it. If you don't have coaching, you don't have weapons. You have to use your feet. Now, a guy Josh Allen, right, is like the reverse for him. Josh Allen had, like, last year he had weapons and understandably so.
They got a great system and they got a great system over there.
Great system. Brian Dable put the weapons around Stephen Diggs and John Brown. They complement his big arm, right? Josh Allen from Wyoming had an accuracy of like 52%, which is terrible for a college player. Terrible. But
can I tell you something? I'm a post. First of all, Mahomes was my guy. Josh Allen was my guy. I'm gonna post you my scouting report on Josh Allen and how I debunked this whole concept that he was inaccurate. So
was a lot of drop passes that
no, well, completion percentage is very tricky because it's something that you can scheme. You can scheme a guy to have good completion percentages by giving them easy throws.
Yep, a lot of screens.
Wyoming,
Baker Mayfield in college.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield, exact. Perfect example. Wyoming played like an NFL type of offense where he was throwing the ball like 20, 30 yards downfield with some bootleg wide receivers. And the one time when he was inaccurate is when he was trying to force it. But like on a regular throw, like I didn't see the accuracy issues that everybody was talking about, and I pointed that out. He ultimately, I didn't like that draft class at all, to be honest with you. But he ultimately was my favorite quarterback because of the fact that just pure talent wise, you can work with that if he has good coaching. And this is exactly what happened. Darnold's problems, I didn't like because he reminded me too much of Fitzpatrick.
I got a question.
Because feet are horrible, and then he either looks spectacular, and here's what I always said about him is that he makes the spectacular look easy and the easy look hard.
Rick, I got a question for you.
Now, Rick, okay, my bad. I mean, cut you off.
Okay, hey, Rick, what if the Giants would have drafted Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson doesn't work without Roman. What's his name? What's that?
Greg Roman. Yeah, he used to be Colin Kaepernick's coordinator in San Fran.
Got to get your RPO.
They completely like changed the way they run their offense just for him. As long as you had somebody that, as long as the Giants had somebody that was willing to do that, he would work out.
Yeah, but you know what? Lamar and Saquon would have been an incredible duo.
Oh,
think about that.
That would have been.
It's the same draft, though.
Yeah, same draft class. You can't pick them. Yeah.
They would have to trade back.
I think there were. Hold on. There were other.
But the
Lamar was like 30th or something.
Chubb was taken second round, I believe. Was Chubb?
Yeah,
Nick Chubb was taken second round.
That's not totally true because I think Baltimore traded back up into the first round.
They traded back up to get him. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Giants
could have picked Lamar Jackson, Nick Chubb.
Or they could have got both. They could have got Barkley if they traded back up if they really liked Lamar.
I would. Right. That combination.
That would be crazy.
I really think the Giants messed up.
But hold on, let me defend Fields for a second. You were talking like Fields is like Yo, Fields hasn't even run at all this year. Do you know he has more touchdowns than incompletions?
Nobody's disputing his greatness, though, dog. I'm not disputing Justin Fields' greatness.
And let's get
I'm saying in a quarterback draft next year, I just like Trevor Lawrence over Justin Fields.
And we got
Trevor Lawrence got that height, man.
That's a preference. I'm not necessarily saying that Justin Fields won't be great.
6'7".
This is coming from a guy from Ohio.
Okay.
He has not enough experience. What he playing and what Trevor Lawrence is playing is two totally different teams. Like the SEC is such a powerhouse.
Whoa, wait. Trevor Lawrence plays in the ACC.
ACC.
Trevor Lawrence plays. Trevor Lawrence don't see nobody until the playoffs.
You're right.
Did he throw?
My bad.
Hey, why y'all playing my man? Why y'all playing Clemson? My son graduated from Clemson. You know what I'm saying? My son graduated.
No one's itching on Clemson, man. Salute to
Freezie,
Clemson.
Clemson don't play nobody until the playoffs.
Trevor Lawrence is gonna be number one regardless.
I know because of the height, but
but it's not
all right. So everybody mark it down. Rick Ward's saying that JT Fields is gonna be better. He might most likely gonna go to Jaguars.
Hey, Rick, I ain't gonna lie. You might be out. Hey, I'm all Ohio, baby.
But check this out, though. Trevor Lawrence is destined to go to the Jets. Justin Fields is probably going to go to a better team.
Absolutely. And he going, you know what? He got a good point. Fields may prosper because of his better team.
Yeah, well, if Fields go to the Jaguars, they got weapons. They got DJ Chark. They got
no, they're not going to the Chargers. Did you say Chargers or
no? I said the Jaguars. I said they got DJ Chark. They got who's the other dude? Other wide receiver actually drafted him last year. Hold up.
Keelan Cole.
No, not King. He got a big like a boxy kind of like a skinny. Hold on, let me just look at the damn. I can see his stupid face right now too. He got yeah, they showed me all the wide receivers. What the hell? Damn, why can't I remember anybody? They got DJ Chark, and D.D. Westbrook. Yeah, they got but D.D. Westbrook, but he's on the IR right now. D.D. Westbrook, and they got all that.
The dude from Colorado,
Laviska Shenault. He had injury problems too in college too, but if JT Fields goes to that team, and they got wasn't James Robinson?
Some Giant fans talk about they want.
Hey, can we admit Joe Burrow overexceeded?
Geico makes the claims process so easy. I can manage.
Overexceeded.
Absolutely. On this team?
What's he doing? But you guys got weapons.
Man, look. Y'all gonna start respecting them down south boys. Y'all gonna start respecting them down south boys. These down south boys can play, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Burrow got 2,272 yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 67% completion rate.
That's pretty damn good.
Who y'all got? Joe Mixon.
T. Higgins.
See where?
Hey, Tyler Boyd.
I ain't gonna lie.
Boyd.
AJ Green is the most overrated wide receiver right now. Let's be honest. AJ Green.
Oh yeah,
but he missed a whole year of football though, dog.
He missed 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah. You gotta go time to get back right, man. Yeah, that's what I would if I was the Jets, I'd trade for AJ Green with his stock being low.
Hey, y'all can have him. Y'all gonna be disappointed. Y'all can have him.
Yeah, 32-33, we good, man. We don't need.
But check this out though.
What? Y'all got a receiver named Barrios.
Yo, Braxton Berrios. Every
Jet can use AJ Green.
Braxton Berrios will make a great play, and then he'll drop a crucial third down play. Like it is not like
he shouldn't be playing.
He's not a.
He should be doing.
That dude's like 5'9", right? You talking about the 5'9" dude?
Yeah, he's like 5'10", maybe.
Man, and y'all turned up y'all know the AJ Green.
So what? But Cincinnati's in a great position though. Now because their young quarterback is really good out the gate. So now they could, if it was them, spend money this offseason, get the team really good, while he's getting paid, while he's not getting paid nothing. Well, you don't have to pay him yet.
Absolutely.
Mike Brown doesn't spend money though, right?
Shit, he spent a lot of money this offseason on his defense.
They should.
Okay, all right, my bad. And you guys
I think they need one. They probably need one more offensive lineman. I think.
Yep.
So Joe Mixon can have more holes to run through.
How is Billy Price? Billy Price good? Your guard, Billy
Ohio?
Price?
What'd you say?
Teddy?
What'd you say? I think it's Billy Price good. The one from Ohio State, the guard.
Oh, Jonah Williams?
No. Oh, no, not Billy Williams. That's the tackle. I'm talking about Billy Price. Because I wanted that.
Billy Price. Yeah, Billy Price.
I got him as a center, and then I moved him to guard.
Teddy.
Yeah.
You
what's
from
up?
Ohio?
Yeah, I'm from Cincinnati.
Oh, you from Cincinnati?
Yeah.
How you a Knicks fan?
Because of Carmelo.
Oh.
And you stayed?
Damn.
I know.
Damn,
Yo,
that's
I've been following for Syracuse. When he got to the Knicks, it was just, hey.
So that means you're a Denver fan too, then, right?
No, I you know what? I followed him in Denver, but when he came to the Knicks, I was all in from there.
Teddy, no disrespect, but Cincinnati.
You ever been to New York? You ever been to New York?
Yeah, absolutely. It just I don't live out there.
Why are you trying to issue on Cincinnati? What are you gonna
I
say?
know. What's up? What's going on right now? What's up?
He's like,
what's going on right now?
And to keep it a buck, Cincinnati got like a dope underground hip hop scene too. Like a lot of producers out of Cincinnati.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of producers out of Cincinnati.
Rick Ward is an old Caribbean asshole, son. This dude
what's so funny is he don't know.
He's an old school Caribbean. I know Caribbean asshole. This dude is asshole to the fullest. They do got producers out there, Rick Ward. Give him something.
Have you been outside of
Cincinnati? Forget about the music scene. We talking about sports right now. New York.
Have you been outside of Cincinnati right now? Teddy, have you been other places besides Cincinnati?
Hey, I'm a truck driver. I travel everywhere.
You travel everywhere. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a crazy job, man.
Yo, my man just straight up like shitted on my man hometown.
Yeah, this dude was an asshole for real, son. This dude had...
And with no facts though. With no facts. Like
I've been to Cincinnati, man. I wasn't feeling it.
What part?
I have no idea. We were in a hotel right across from the stadium.
Okay, you was in the heart of the city where nobody.
And there was the river and across was Kentucky, right? Across the river is Kentucky.
Yeah. Hey, no, don't get me wrong though. It's they got some nice restaurants and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, but we talking sports right now.
Yeah.
Right. Cincinnati is kind of like Jersey City, kind of.
It really is, and a lot of. No disrespect to y'all all from New York.
Yeah.
Wait.
From New York.
Yeah, shoot, I shit on New York too. New York dirty as fuck.
Yeah,
he's from South Carolina, bro. Like they still got slavery down there, bro. Like
I'm not from South Carolina. I'm from New York.
Yeah.
Yo, I lived in Chicago for like 10 years. That's a beautiful city right there.
You live downtown, all right?
Yeah, downtown.
Because it's weird. Like
I don't go past 31st Street.
Chicago.
I didn't go past 31st Street, right? But downtown area of Chicago is probably one of the dopest cities in the world. To me.
Yeah. I respect that.
I heard y'all winters are terrible, man. Or not y'all, but people live in
Chicago. The wind is so strong it shakes your car, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't like the people in Chicago. I ain't gonna lie, but it is what it is.
I got a question.
And their pizza is terrible too. Chicago pizza.
You can't. There's nothing like New York.
Yeah,
I don't give a damn what no one says. Not Race Pizza is the best pizza.
I got a question for all
you.
you.
Jersey City has the best pizza, dog.
No, it doesn't.
Jersey City.
No, it doesn't. Tell me what it is.
We got a question.
What was that conversation you guys had about Bradley Beal and Michael Porter Jr. earlier, like 2 hours ago? I want to get into that conversation that you Mark.
Oh, they were talking about. I think we were talking about Bradley Beal. Would you trade Bradley Beal for Michael Porter Jr., a first rounder, Jeremy Grant, and Bol?
Yes, absolutely.
And so the trade-off was Bradley Beal and a first round pick, Jeremy Grant, Michael Porter Jr., Bol for Bradley Beal.
I'm not doing that. That's way too much value, man.
Hell no.
Way too.
Hold on. Bradley is averaging. I want to put this out. Bradley Beal is averaging 30 in this league already. So
right.
Michael Porter
4% usage rate on a team that's not winning, right? So you have to take.
It doesn't matter. Wait.
You talk about
he's
the 12 pieces of Denver.
Hold on.
Let them go and watch what they do with Bradley Beal. You crazy.
Hold on.
You got to take it.
We haven't even tapped into
No, but Guillermo, you said another thing.
Bobo.
You were saying another.
We talking about Bobo?
All right, go ahead. My bad. I mean, go ahead. God knows.
Winning is a thing. Winning is a team thing. It takes a team to win. It's not going to take just Bradley Beal. That's not a good argument to say, well, Bradley Beal is not winning. Look what John Wall was out for the season. He had who? Davis Bertans for the season. It was him and Davis Bertans. Davis
Bertans don't even start.
Huh?
Yeah, he had a plan. But hey, Rick, I agree with you though. You got a good point, Rick. Your points is wrong though.
No, I'm right.
Michael Porter Jr. and who else?
A first rounder and a sign. I think it was a sign and trade with Jeremy Grant. I'm not sure.
3 years, $25 million.
I would let them go so fast.
Yo, how much is where do you think Denver's gonna be picking in the first round?
Probably like the 20th, like 20.
That's nothing. Bobo don't even play except it's.
That's another play.
I agree.
Whenever you make a trade, the team that ends up with the best player in the NBA wins. Because there's only 5 guys on the floor. If you get one guy that freaking gets you 26, 27, 28, you're winning.
Hey Moses, what you think?
Here's my thing. Why did Michael Porter Jr. drop and why did Bol drop? Why?
Health,
injury issues, right?
Health,
back issues. For
okay. And you got a player who's already who got 8 seasons in the league. He's very near to James Harden numbers. He's already look. Let's take time to look at basketball.
He shot 45% for the field. I think 36%.
I know you don't need to say. I know his numbers.
Okay, he's averaging. He's already going to start pushing James Harden numbers already. He's already in that level already. That's it.
So would you do it or you won't do it?
It's over for the league. If I could get Bradley Beal, I'm trading Michael Porter Jr. and Bobo. I'll give you 2 first-round picks.
We on the same page.
Me too.
That's all. Yo,
3.
I'll give you 3 first. My man, you talk. That's crazy for you guys to be. Yo, some of you guys. Sometimes I question your GM skills. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, Moses, I'll be feeling the same way.
My GM skills. I'm not
skeptical to the max right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To the max.
I'm very skeptical. I'm very skeptical.
You come through with the in.
Wait, why would Washington
tell me you
do
something like that? I'm gonna say thank you, but I think
Washington got. Hey, to answer your question, Rick.
A chance.
Why would Washington do it?
Because
Denver's first round picks are nothing.
It ain't even about that.
They're gonna be like a 60-win team.
But 2 players who at most might last 5 years, and you're gonna tell me you're gonna pass up on Bradley Beal, who's on his way to average 30 points in this league, 35 points in this league.
And you know what? You were taking a bet on Michael Porter Jr. in the trade for real.
Bad back and Bobo and his bad ankles or bad. I don't even know what's the situation. And you gotta tell me.
But do you think is there any caveat? You keep bringing up the 30 points, right? But then you complain that he had nobody to play with. But then
is it a fact or not a fact?
Oh, but that feeds into the 30 points, right? I mean, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's a good wing.
He's not selfish.
Good wing player. Right?
He's not selfish.
Yeah, but that 30 points again comes with caveats because there's no one else on the team, right?
He could do it with you. He could do it with anybody. That's what LeBron was.
Where have you seen anybody? Literally, him and John Wall, who would be the so-called leader on the team and who would have the ball in their hands.
He can shoot it too. He can shoot it, or he can run the point, whichever you want it. I don't know what argument you're trying to bring, but Bradley Beal can play.
Grimo,
go ahead.
Is Denver better?
Him and Jamal Murray together with Jokic.
Bill Murray, Bill on Denver. Does that make Denver a better team than what they are now?
Absolutely.
you're gonna pass up on 30 to 35 points because
you're not getting 30 to 35 points on the.
Yes, he will.
No, you're not. You're not getting 30 to 35 points on the Nuggets.
It doesn't wait. Grandma.
That's just not happening.
It doesn't matter.
No, but I'm saying to his point, he keeps bringing up, but you're not transplanting 30 with the Wizards.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
The same. It's
you don't need 30. Wait, listen. They don't need 35. They need the ability to get 35.
Yes.
So when you get to the playoffs, it's not just two guys. They got three guys that can.
Well, if anybody remembers from the playoffs, the issue wasn't this. The issue was that their so-called role players in Millsap and Jeremy Grant couldn't hit shots.
They would even still have Gary Harris. That seems ridiculous.
Yeah, they'll have Gary. Yeah, they'll have Gary Harris. They'll have
still.
I feel like
you don't think they'd be a better
Barton,
team?
Excuse me.
You don't think they'd be a better team?
What's his name? Barton. They still have Barton too.
The only reason, look, this is the only reason why I'm hesitant, right? Because I think MPJ's upside is phenomenal. Now, the back issue obviously is the main issue, right? Like
it's a big issue.
Congenital, it could flare up at any moment to where he's not. But I think MPJ's upside, people we're underrating it just because all right, we've seen what he could do in the playoffs, but he was averaging only like 20 minutes a night or whatever. I'm just not sure if I'm giving I like MPJ's offensive game. Like I think that I'm not saying he can be as effective or whatever as Bradley Beal or give you that so-called potential to score 30 to 35 points a night in the near future, but I think that the upside for him is not for. I think that I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because you make your point that look, the first rounders ain't gonna be of much value anyway, right? I mean, that team is stacked, right? Bobo, I think has a lot of potential, but he hasn't played, so I can't really count him in. So the MPJ argument, I think that's where it boils down to me. But I just hate the fact that we're thinking that Bradley Beal is going to.
My question is, can MPJ play a whole 82 games?
No.
Right. No, but that's what I just said. I just said that he can't.
Hey, Rick, do you think Michael Porter Jr. is capable of getting 35 points?
You make it more difficult than
I don't know. I think Michael Porter. I said right now, like next year, maybe it's not that, but Michael Porter Jr. as that secondary or tertiary scorer next to Jokic and Murray when they struggle to get their shots off. I think MPJ can be that. I'm just saying I don't want.
Can I ask a question? It's a general question, kind of related to this. So, how much you value upside versus having current production?
Good question.
Sorry, how much do I value what to current production?
Upside versus current production. Like
Bill's in his prime.
Like Bill's in his prime.
Be there for a while.
He
ain't nowhere. Bill ain't going nowhere for the next 5-8 years. He ain't going nowhere.
So, no, he getting traded this offseason.
No, but this is just in general, like because the same thing comes up in the Twitter.
Okay, yeah.
All right, pull like this. I'll give you this.
Trades. Like
Rick,
people would bring up trades.
I'll give you this, Rick. And you answer right now. I'll go either way, right?
Okay.
If you trade for Bradley Beal, are they winning the championship?
Yes.
They're in contention.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask for.
Are they winning?
Nobody's gonna guarantee you. Nobody's gonna guarantee you.
Right. But do they? If Bradley Beal's on that team, right? So they lost in 6 games. No, 5 games.
They're better. They're closer to a chip with Bradley Beal than without.
But
not even close.
I want to be.
I'm going on the record and saying yes.
If I make that type of trade, right, and I'm not convinced that MPJ is going to be hurt, like he's good and the back is getting better, all that shit. I want to make sure that if I make that trade for Bradley Beal, I'm at the I'm a champion, not just Western Conference Final Championship contender.
But you can't guarantee that. I don't like that. You can't guarantee it.
What they make to the championship?
That's just sometimes that throws me.
No, it's not about guarantee. Do I forget guarantee? But do I feel that? I say, do I feel?
If I do it, I feel like I can win a chip. Yes. If I do it, I feel like I can win a chip.
That's all that matters.
And you do it because you have what's the name on you have all your best players, Gary Harris,
tell you straight up,
or Jokic on long-term contracts. You bring in a Bradley, but I don't know the money, whatever.
Guillermo, I'm gonna tell you straight up, Michael Porter Jr. and Bobo is not enough for Bradley Beal. You're not even.
Oh no,
you're not even getting.
MPJ, if you take the back issue out, I'm not.
You can't take it out.
But hold on, what I'm saying.
You can't. It doesn't work.
I agree with you. I agree with you. That's why I said. If you make the trade, obviously the back issue's out, right? So if you make the trade, you're bringing Bradley Beal in. Do you feel that you're a championship contender? That's fine. I'm just saying, the thing with the back issue is that, and granted, they have the luxury of a lot of offensive players on that team. MPJ, I'm outside of the back issue, I think has a very high offensive ceiling.
But go back to my question, Joe. Let's separate Beal out of it. But just in general, what's your position on that? Apparently, you like to hold on to upside versus.
I forget ups. If I feel like a win, I'm not saying guarantee whatever. If I feel like I'm a championship contender, I just incrementally.
No. This is. I'm not. You're sticking with the specific trade. I'm just talking in general. So right. Like, if you have a guy, for example, that you can trade for that's 26 points per game right now, and still young, versus a young guy, and then you have to give up a young guy who you think has potential. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like you hold on to their potential?
For me, it's case by case. It's not black and white where
it's case by case. Okay.
Rick,
yes,
I'm gonna.
If there's a guy,
Rick, I'm gonna go into. Rick, I'm gonna go.
I like with current production. If I like him a lot, and I'm like, this guy complements players on my team better than, and he makes the team. Like, he makes the overall team better. Like, say, for instance, like a Jimmy Butler versus, like, give me a high upside guy, right? That you draft and it's like, this guy's high upside. Like, I like players that make other players better, if that makes sense, right? So if I get that type of guy who's giving me that current production and he elevates my whole team versus one singular player who has really high upside to give you great production, like the upside is that he's going to give you great individual production, I might go for the guy who's giving me current production now if he makes my team better. My team might potentially better.
I got something to say with that.
Like, if I had, give me like a high upside player. I'm just trying to think of any high upside.
I'll give you an example, but let God. What are you trying to say, God?
I was gonna say, did you see Davis Bertans' numbers this year? Yeah. Who was running the point? That was Bradley Beal. Who was making his numbers better?
Yeah. Bradley Beal's. You ain't no argument for me, man. No argument.
No, I know that. You know that. I'm explaining that to Guillermo because he's talking about. I want somebody that makes players better. Bradley Beal makes players better too. And so what I got to put that in context.
Not trying to be funny though.
Is he making players better? You know my examples are, and God, you always say to make this example, right? You know what my example is? A guy like Chris Paul, right? Chris Paul, that team had a 4% chance to get to the playoffs, right? They don't get there without a Chris Paul, right? And Chris Paul obviously is coming from a point guard position. Typically, the point guard position is to make, in theory, right, to make everybody better, right? So
they made the playoffs every year.
That's what I'm thinking of, right? Or of Jimmy Butler. That team with all those rookies and young players, they're not getting to the playoffs.
So it sounds to me. So you answered my question. So your thing is you're gonna hold on to the upside because your bar, if your bar is Chris Paul, then you're a guy that's never going to make the trade. I mean, you wouldn't even do the Bradley Beal trade.
I literally just said that if the guy is getting me, if I have a team like for instance, like the Nuggets, right? A team that's a contender, Western Conference Finals contender. If I'm getting the guy and it gets me close, like a lot closer, right? I know the guaranteed argument you're making. It gets me a lot closer.
But that's my point. Your bar is high. You're talking about chips or you're talking about Chris Paul caliber. So that's a high bar. So that just lets me know that you lean more towards holding on to the upside.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, if I have a God,
forget the championship stuff. So
hold on. Let me finish my point. To God and Teddy, to us, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Like you sitting there, like, you're doing all that.
Rick, I want to points with that.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, Rick, I want to.
You guys if I don't feel confident on going to championship with Bradley Beal, I might not pull it. If I don't feel confident going to championship, but again, it's case by case. Like I'm not.
Okay, let me give you another case.
Trying to take a blanket statement and say, all right, this is what you do with Nuggets. Like,
let me give you another case. This is gonna give me another. I was setting you up.
Oh Lord, go ahead. Did somebody? Is it RJ Barrett? Has anything to do with RJ Barrett?
Yes.
Oh Lord.
So.
Oh boy.
Go ahead. Because
I can't wait for this. I can't wait.
Would you trade RJ Barrett in a deal that gets you Levine?
No.
Why not?
Levine ain't Bill.
Have you seen the numbers?
Yo,
it's all about the odd test.
Yo, his guy is. You see, that's
no.
He. This is why he'll pick getting current production now.
God,
all he looks at are the numbers. He don't care about culture. He don't
Levine ain't moving the needle.
None of that.
Bill, wait. They're both losing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask him, because I know what your answer is, Rick Ward. If you look at, and I know Rick
Wait. No, wait. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point.
I thought you gave me the trade.
Hold on. This guy said this guy's ready to move Bill, right? Bill is much older.
Yo, Jason in the building was good.
Bill is older.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but and they're both on losing teams. So why does Bill move the needle, but Levine doesn't move any needle? They're both losing.
In Chicago.
Wait, you just you're talking to me or God of a
moment? No, I'm talking to Teddy because Teddy says that. Okay. Why does Bill move the needle?
I'm about to set this straight right now.
Go ahead.
And say Levine gets on the Knicks. Is he moving the needle, or are we still in the rebuilding process?
So, Levine sets you back. And the reason why Levine sets you back is because
whoa.
Oh, it's over. It's Rick. It's over. Hey, Rick, please answer the question. Please answer the question, Rick.
Okay. The way I look at, I don't like that question because it goes back to the same. It goes back to the same comment about, this guy Beal. Look at Beal. He's in Washington. He's losing, or because it takes 5 players to win. And also, if I make the trade, it's not like I'm done. It's not like I'm a GM. Oh, I get Levine. Okay, I've done my job. I'm done. That's just one strategic move.
All I asked you was, are they still in the rebuilding process?
So here's what you're asking me. RJ scores 14 points on 13 shots.
A rookie.
Okay, wait. No, let me finish my point. My starting shooting, I'm not even going to use his name because that gets people wild up. My starting shooting guard scores 14 points on 13 shots and is very inefficient. After I make the trade, my starting shooting guard is going to average 26 points at higher efficiency. How am I not a better team the day after the trade than I am before the trade?
What year is Levine in?
He's age 24. I'm talking about, but that goes back to my point about current production versus upside. The reason why you guys are hesitant is because you're holding. RJ has that upside. Levine is doing this stuff now.
But you're paying Levine more, but we're not progressing.
Levine is getting Levine is probably the best value contract in the NBA right now. He's putting max production.
I can see that. No,
he gets paid less than Randall.
18.5, right? 18.5 a year.
He got paid 18.5 for the next 2 years.
I think it would be a better.
He averages 26 points a game.
You know what? I get what you're saying. I would get rid of RJ if that was the case. But let's talk about Julius and Levine. That'd be a better debate. Like
his debate was to go to the upside versus the production.
But it goes back. It just goes back.
I think it's with Levine,
the RJ thing. And just the guy to Moses, you can't keep picking whether Bradley Beal makes plays around him better or whether he played on a bad team, right? Like you keep switching back and forth. So is it Bradley Beal made players around him better, or was he on a bad team but he put great numbers, but he was hamstrung by his terrible teammates?
I want to keep things in context that, Washington drafted Rui Hachimura, and that was very critical for them.
That's a good pickup.
I don't think my whole thing is, one, it does take a whole team to win. That's one. Mm-hmm. Two, you also have to go with the philosophy of the team. If the team wants to tank for a high draft pick, then that's the team's goal. If they want to tank like the Knicks are tanking and be in the lottery, then that's the goal, and you compete as best as you can while going with the team's overall goal. You know, like that's why the Knicks get bashed. That's why the Knicks get bashed. There was a time when the Knicks were getting bashed that even the Knicks don't even know how to tank right. There was one season where the Knicks couldn't tank. You have to tank right, and you also have to compete. So Bradley Beal, in my eyes, is doing the same thing. But
I got a real problem. I got a real problem about
in the rank. They were 10th in the East. Like they weren't tanking. Like I don't understand this.
Yo, I got a real problem with
that's what Raphael was saying. That's Raphael's point.
But I got a real problem with this whole concept of labeling guys losers because they're on bad teams. Teddy, you're a Carmelo fan, right?
Yes.
Carmelo never missed the playoffs his entire career until he got to the Knicks.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, people put that label on him that he's a guy that puts up good numbers on bad teams. When he won a national championship as a college. He won when he was in high school. He won the national championship as a freshman, and he went to Denver. He made the playoffs every single year.
Correct.
Then he gets to the Knicks with bad organization that doesn't surround him with the proper players. He starts losing, and they throw that label on him. So we do that. People were throwing the same thing on Booker. Booker's only 23 years old. How are you going to be a loser when you're 23 years old?
Right.
The Knicks fans put these labels on these young players that are doing tremendous things. When our guys are putting up trash numbers on losing teams, I'd rather be putting good numbers on a bad team than putting up trash numbers on a bad team. Because I know if I'm putting up good numbers on a bad team, if I improve the team, I'm going to be a better player. So Booker was a loser until all of a sudden they got Monty Williams. They finally got a point guard. They got Rubio. And all of a sudden, in the bubble, they go undefeated, and people are starting to look at Booker differently.
I ask you a question.
I hate those labels.
Can I ask you a question?
I want to say something.
Is there any example where you valued prospect over current production with a player?
It depends. It all depends.
No, but that's the whole point, because we're talking in this one direction, but has it?
We're talking about Denver. If I'm Denver, I'm taking Bradley Beal off the rip.
No, but I'm talking about Rick Roy. I'm talking about has it?
Oh yeah, I could answer that. I want
to talk to Rick.
Age factors in. If I can get, first of all, if I look at, I'm gonna go back to the RJ thing. If I look at RJ, if you guys look at Levine's numbers. If RJ gets me 4 years, that's a win for me, right? That's a win, right?
Right.
Now, if I can get it now, and Levine's still only 24 years old, I value that more. But because he still fits the timeline with the rest of the young kids.
Mm-hmm.
But if Levine was 30, then I'm gonna stick with RJ. I'd rather RJ's upside. But I'm not losing that much years of production by getting a guy that's 24 years old that's putting up great numbers.
Right.
So
I get where you're coming from. And you know what? In a perfect world, the scenario you made would be ideal. But what you're saying is a guy that's averaging 26 points right now may be more valuable than a guy averaging 14.
I'm not. Wait. Values in the eye of the beholder.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
To me, if I'm 62-year-old Tibbs, right, on a 5-year deal with the Knicks, I'm gonna take Levine right now. I've coached him before. I'm gonna take Levine right now and upgrade the shooting guard position.
Okay, so how many points per game does Zach Levine average his rookie year?
But see, you guys are gonna go back to. I'm not saying that RJ is never gonna be with you.
Right. So now the argument doesn't seem the same, right? So my man averaged 10 points per game as a rookie.
That has nothing to do with my point.
Very efficient, right? And then
That
now,
when you say,
Right. But what
We're
I'm
talking
saying
about
is,
right now. I'm not comparing.
I just want to add balance. I just want to add balance to the point because you said Zach LaVine right now is 26 points per game and very efficient, right?
Yes.
That's what you said. And you said RJ Barrett was 14 points per game right now and very inefficient.
Yes.
Right?
Those are facts.
Right. Those are facts, and we can't dispute those. Right? But what we can dispute is this. Zach LaVine averaged 10 points per game as a rookie.
That has nothing to do with the Knicks right now, though.
No, that has nothing to do with you making your argument for your side. On my side, when I'm looking at not doing the trade, I'm saying, why do I give up all that stuff for a guy that I think may be better?
But you're trying to improve this team. But you're trying. Wait, Freezie, you're a GM, right? You're trying to improve the team next year. You're not trying to improve. So this is your decision. So you're saying that I'd rather wait 3-4 years than get the immediate improvement right now. That's your choice.
No. What I'm saying is if we're going to build organically, because remember, free agents don't sign with the Knicks. Free agents don't line up to come here. You know what I'm saying? So if I have to build a contender, I have to build organically. So wait. RJ Barrett averaged 14 points per game.
You know my favorite buzzword.
Because Zach LaVine averaged 10 points per game. Zach LaVine didn't average 14 points per game until his second year in the league. RJ Barrett did it.
What does that have to do with anything?
Hey, Rick, my original point was
because you have to give up assets in order to get Zach LaVine. So why not just keep that one valuable asset and build around it?
Hey, regardless of all that, hey, Rick, all I said was, does LaVine move the needle?
I don't know.
Or are we still in a rebuilding stage?
I'm sorry.
I don't know about that. That's a tough
needle. Zach LaVine only made the playoffs 1 year. Zach LaVine made the playoffs 1 year in his whole
life. It goes back to the losing thing. So if
he also has tread on his knees. What do you have? 2.
And I got a question. When you look, wait. When you guys look at Phoenix, right, and how they've been losing these past years, right? Do you blame Booker or do you blame management?
Management.
So you're blaming LaVine instead of the Bulls management and Boyle. That doesn't make any sense to me.
We're talking about LaVine coming to the Knicks, though.
Rick, here's my
wait. LaVine coming to the LaVine being coached. Do you think LaVine being coached by Boylan is the same as LaVine being coached by Tom Thibodeau?
No, it's definitely not the same.
So don't you think Tom Thibodeau is a coach that's gonna be able to elevate LaVine's game and make him even a better player?
Hold on. Rick, so when it comes to the player's potential, right, or potential versus production, you favor production, right? And you give me stats, the numbers.
No, I don't necessarily favor production.
It's okay, in this scenario, you do, right? But then now it's kind of projection now, where you're saying, all right, if Zach LaVine comes over to the Knicks, he's gonna have that same production, that same impact, right? That because he's plays a year, I believe, was it 1 year or whatever with Tom Thibodeau before he got traded from the Wolves. So it's like, how do you use projection on that? But then when it comes to the players and upside in this context, upside versus the stats, it's all about the stats. Like, I think with one thing with RJ Barrett, and I bring this up all the time, obviously no one can measure it.
I don't get your point.
So you're saying, you're saying you're picking a guy based off stats or whatever, right? But once he gets traded, you think that he's going to be a better player on a team with Tibbs versus a team with Boylan.
Okay, so let me explain that. Like,
that's projection.
The numbers might not even be as high. But I feel like Tibbs is gonna make him have more impact on winning.
Rick, I got a question for you, Rick.
Well, you're gonna use numbers to that? Again, that's projection.
I want to hear.
I'm saying the numbers may not be high, but so wait. You don't think?
I'm bringing him on for those. This is what I'm saying. When the same thing with Bill.
So listen,
I'm bringing a guy Zach LaVine for 20
Minnesota. Okay, wait. Minnesota with LaVine, Wiggins, Those are good players, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're talented players, right?
Talented players, right.
Yeah.
Right? They haven't accomplished shit. But the year that Tom Thibodeau coached them, they won 47 games and went to the playoffs. That's the only time they did it was with Thibodeau. But they're the same exact players. Before Thibodeau, they didn't do shit. After Thibodeau, they didn't do shit. So you mean to tell me Tom Thibodeau doesn't have an impact on players that have talent?
No, I didn't say that. But again, you come to
the numbers. We
don't have those players on the team. I say you don't give up on RJ. If you use that same argument you just said, why do we trade away a talented RJ Barrett? Why do we get RJ Barrett?
We also don't have those players, those talented.
Exactly, Jason.
On the
what?
Wolves. We don't have them.
What'd you say?
I'm saying we don't have those players on the Wolves. I'm sorry, we don't have those players on the Knicks. The Wolves players. You just
mentioned. But I'm using Tom Thibodeau's impact on players with talent. So
that's the point. Right. I want to say something though. I want to say,
right.
Here's my conflict with LaVine, Rick, and this is the problem why a lot of people have issues with Zach LaVine and RJ. Zach LaVine does have a Lauri Markkanen, and he hasn't been. Unlike Bradley Beal, Davis Bertans excelled with Bradley Beal. Zach LaVine is there, and you see Lauri Markkanen, who's an excellent shooter, excellent player, but he's not excelling. They also have other pieces there. Wendell Carter Jr. Wendell Carter Jr. is doing all right. He's been hurt a lot of the times, but you don't see. You have people willing to pay Davis Bertans $15, $20, $25 million because he had an excellent year. That goes credit to Bradley Beal because that means what
does it matter when both teams are losing teams?
No.
He makes his players better though.
This is the point.
Out of the three guys y'all are mentioning, I prefer Devin Booker. Out of Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, and Devin Booker, I prefer Devin Booker.
Of course,
Devin Booker, absolutely.
Just look at their contracts. If you look at their contracts, that tells you who's better. Booker's the max guy.
That's why I said Tobias Harris is better.
Well, that was a bad contract.
Oh, crap. I didn't even see it.
Hold on. But let's stick to the plays that we're talking about. Let's stick to the plays.
Great point. Can I ask you this? Jason made a great point. So, do you think that Tom Thibodeau, who would give you the production? So if Tom Thibodeau could do what he did with Zach LaVine, why don't you think he could do that with possibly higher upside to RJ Barrett?
Okay.
True.
Zach LaVine has the production. I'm talking about Tom Thibodeau's impact in winning. Our issue is we lack scoring.
Right. When you use Zach, you use example of Zach, you a little frozen. Hopefully you can hear me. Can you hear me?
You stuck?
You're not. All right, you good now. So when you use the thing with Zach LaVine, when I asked you the question, you said that Tom Thibodeau, when he was there, he made the team win. Don't you think that he will have that impact on Zach LaVine? So do you think he's going to have a lower impact with RJ Barrett versus why wouldn't he have that same impact on RJ Barrett?
I didn't attribute Tom Thibodeau's impact into production because Cat, Wiggins, and Zach LaVine all produced the same numbers with Tom or without Tom. Okay, they were good players that produced them. The only difference was with Tom they won games, so the production was impacting wins. Mm-hmm. Okay,
so Maple Mamba. I mean, he's tough, RJ.
I'm not gonna give if RJ comes back next year and he's a 20-point scorer. I'm not gonna credit that to Tom Thibodeau. I'm gonna credit that to him working in the off season. Now, if we win, I credit that. Why are you making faces?
Because how do you hold up?
Wait. Listen. Cat put up numbers. Cat put up numbers after Thibodeau. Cat put up numbers before Thibodeau. The only difference is with Thibodeau he won games.
I got a question.
Why are you guys missing this point?
That's Cat. But we're talking about RJ Barrett. So if RJ Barrett comes back better next year, and better this year, and
that's to him. I always credit the player production.
So there's no impact from how Tom Thibodeau for instance, right, the way that Booker was used this year, I think he averaged the same amount of points, but his efficiency went up from the field, right? Like, and he looked like a better player.
Booker shouldn't be part of the conversation.
The coach, well, yeah, but that's okay. That's also Monty Williams' system, right? Like he utilized Rubio a lot more on the ball. Took Booker had a.
They never had a point guard prior to Rubio. This is the first time they had a point guard. Whenever you looked at Phoenix, you're like,
that's true.
And they need a point.
Right, and also the what's it called? The 0.5 seconds or less offense that Monty Williams run. That doesn't. There's no credit to Monty Williams. Just they got a point guard. I'm sorry. I mean. Go ahead. I'm confused because you said I thought you were making a point when we got to the fine point with Zach LaVine that you think that Zach LaVine coming to the Knicks. You said that Zach LaVine comes to the Knicks. That don't you think Tom Thibodeau would have the impact of?
Okay, here's why. Because this is to address the people that put the labels on players. They're like, oh look, what has Zach LaVine ever won? People used to say about AD, what has AD ever won? It's like to me, I hate that. I hate that. Like. Just like LaMelo, just like Carmelo, once he came to New York, people put that he's a loser label on him. I hate that.
But here's my thing about that Carmelo situation. What made that situation with Carmelo was him not willing to work with Mike D'Antoni when he was trying to make him play small ball. He kept fighting with him and he didn't want to. He had his ego in the way, just like Kobe Bryant. When Michael D'Antoni was with Kobe Bryant, those two guys just. They don't work. They don't work with Mike D'Antoni.
That's also, but hold on.
Carmelo Anthony is a freaking Hall of Fame player. What the fuck is D'Antoni? What has he done?
Yeah, but it's like this.
Ego.
Carmelo is a Hall of Fame player.
You can't say
that's the same ego. That's the same
thank you,
reason.
Jason. The same. D'Antoni wanted Carmelo to operate more from the perimeter. He had no problem with Carmelo having high usage on the ball.
So now we're gonna shit on Carmelo.
No, I'm not.
No.
So okay, for instance, a player like KCP on the Lakers, right? I don't know what he averaged year in and year out, but KCP as an all-around player, right, especially on defense, looked a lot better in that aggressive zone defense that the Lakers played. That's not on KCP working in the summer. That is on Frank Vogel and Jason Kidd making KCP a way better play. Like KCP looked like an X factor in the playoffs. When I look at a guy like Tassir said, Tom Thibodeau, I don't know how he's gonna use RJ Barrett. Probably he's gonna use him more off ball to run through the middle, catch the ball off passes to cut into the inside and dunk, layup, whatever, versus using him as try to force him to be a shooter, which he's not, or he's gonna try to slowly become. If RJ Barrett shows market improvement, right, from the schemes that Tom Thibodeau uses, how is that not being accredited to how Tom Thibodeau is using him?
Good point. That's a good question.
If I'm using somebody in a scheme, right, that accentuates their strengths, right? Yes, there can be things done in the offseason to make certain skills better. But if I'm using them more to their strengths, like RJ Barrett's a guy who can slash to the basket, he's better than being a shooter, right? If I use him more in that role, right, and he's giving me, say, 15, 16, 17 points, better efficiency going to basket. Like you talked about him ranking or whatever. How is that not accredited to the coach?
So wait. So is the fact that he took 13 shots to get 14 points, that's on the he took 13 shots to get 14 points. That's because of how he was used, and not because of the fact that
no. It's not black and white. I'm saying that.
Okay. Let's say it's not black and white. Give me a percentage. Isn't it mostly on the player?
I don't know. Who the fuck knows? You don't fucking know.
It's mostly on the player. You know how I know.
And
I'll tell you how I know.
Why? Because Bizzo played him almost 40 minutes a night. That's not necessarily.
I'm gonna tell you how I know. Let me tell you how I know. It's because every single concern I had about RJ prior to the draft showed his ugly face as a rookie.
How was he coached?
Wait. Well, let me finish my point. While everybody was intoxicated by the numbers, and everybody's intoxicated by watching Duke and the numbers, and just look at the numbers. Oh, look what he did in high school. I'm sitting there looking at translatable skill, and I see a guy who bullies his way to the rim, who doesn't finish well, who can't shoot, who gets to the line a lot but misses free throws. That's what I saw, and that's what I said on Twitter. And everybody talking, and then the weirdest face on whatever. So So
I don't know about everybody, but I know I was counter to that argument.
So regardless of what scheme Tom Thibodeau comes with, if he doesn't learn how to finish better, doesn't make his free throws, doesn't get tunnel vision at the rim, all those things will still continue. So those are improvements he needs to make.
He already made improvements there. We keep saying we watched RJ Barrett for 10 NBA games and made a true assessment about his NBA career. That ain't even fair. For one, you said he's not converting free throws, but you not pointing out the fact that RJ Barrett raised his free throw percentage 35 points during the season.
Well, I didn't expect. Hold on. I didn't expect him to shoot 50 for the season. I expect him to be a 60-some free throw percentage.
But you saw improvement, right?
The last 2 months.
Listen, you guys can do that because you guys can.
That wasn't the off season too. That was
into the portions that you like. If you ask me before the season, what will be RJ's numbers? The numbers he got is what I would.
Hey Rick, you don't like RJ, do you?
I don't like his game.
Hey, Teddy, you late. Teddy, you late. This argument has been going on for like 2 years. Me and Rick been having this same conversation for 2 years.
RJ Barrett and Zion.
Wait, hold on. Just for Teddy, respect me though. I was saying this after his first preseason game. This is not a situation where he came on the Knicks and I was like, and I'm like, after he has a subpar whatever. I was saying after the first preseason game in college, I was just like, because I knew we were gonna suck. So I was watching all the balls. I was just like, RJ is supposed to be the number one player in the league. I mean, the number one player out of high school. So I was hyped. I was ready. And I was after I watched the first, I was like, this Zion kid is way better than RJ.
I don't think he's a number one.
So two things real quick. So was he coaching at Duke? Now Duke obviously looked way better than Knicks in regards to the NCAA.
You look good to me.
But no, I'm talking about the team. I'm talking about the player. So the Duke. Anyway, the coaching with Mike Krzyzewski, right, with that team, a lot of people had issues with it, right? Was his coaching of RJ Barrett that much more different than Fizdale's coaching of RJ Barrett, despite the fact that
Yes.
He actually To be honest with you, but check. He started out under Fizz on fire. He started the rookie year making everybody think like calling me stupid, and I was just like, chill.
Because he shot 40% from three, and y'all were saying he couldn't shoot.
So all the people that want this is what I want. Wait.
So was the style of coaching between Duke and how
it was similar because
that's okay. So that's why I wanted to get to because you.
It was not similar. It was not similar.
Freezie. RJ himself said.
You froze, Rick. You froze. Hold on, Rick.
He deserved to freeze for this.
Rick. You froze.
I froze him.
Go back. You said RJ said something.
RJ himself said that Coach Fizz and K gave him the similar freedom on the offense to do what he wanted. So you may disagree. RJ, out of his own mouth, said that Fizz gave him the same type of freedom that Coach K did.
Right.
So continue.
Right. Well, I'm gonna just chalk that up to the kid being nice.
Okay.
What I will tell you though is this. What I will tell you is this. Julius Randle is not Zion Williamson, right? Marcus Morris was not Cam Reddish, right? So I'm gonna just say that just right off the rip. At Duke, RJ Barrett was allowed to be more of a playmaker in the half court and especially in transition. With the Knicks, we had a point guard named Alfred Payton. Every time RJ touched it, he ran to RJ because he was the point guard, right? So you got less of RJ Barrett creating for himself and others in the half court and in transition because you had Frank Ntilikina, Julius Randle, and Dennis Smith Jr. playing point for us.
I have a theory.
Right.
I have a theory about basketball players. Basketball is one of the most individualized team sports there is. Do you guys agree? One guy can make a huge impact. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So whenever you have a player that you start blaming other factors, coaching, city, teammates, you have to look at the players. Because basketball is the one sport that you could take. You take LeBron, you put him on freaking Knicks make the playoffs. You take Chris Paul, you put him somewhere, they make the playoffs. Because it's the one sport that it's not like football. Football.
Wait.
You could blame the offensive line for a quarterback struggling.
First of all,
you can even blame the kicker.
But I had to follow up to the coaching comment, right? So when I'm talking about Coach K and Fizdale, right, and you're talking about I saw the same RJ Barrett, whatever, right? All I'm trying to say is that when you said I can tell a percentage between blah blah, I'm just saying that they used him the same way. So why would you expect? Not saying you did expect. So how can anybody expect RJ Barrett to get better? Like we sit here, and yes, there are certain players that, like you said, they go to any team. They're superstar level players. They impact the game. Whether they're playing with us, it doesn't matter who they play with. They're gonna go to the playoffs. Just speaking extremes, right? And there's certain players that if you change the system around them, or you put them in a certain system, different, right? For instance, you just said you blame it on coaching, right? Literally, I believe it was RJ Barrett who hired. Actually, let me not use that example because it doesn't fit to Fizdale. But the point with Fizdale is that how can we sit here and say that the coaching does not have an impact on the production a player has? If I use a player more off the ball, if I use him playing off of screens, if he's a good shooter, right, and I don't have the ball in his hands, if he can't create shots for himself, if I change it to where I'm getting him open out in space to make open shots and his production goes up, how's that part of the scheme of the player?
So my point was with regards to, it was back to Levine. I feel like, I think you put Levine. I think Levine can score 26 points on any team.
I agree. I want to say
Levine in a better situation.
I want to say something.
Go ahead.
No. I think he can score 26 in a game on any team. No, but if he goes somewhere like the Golden State Warriors, they're not dependent on him to score 26.
I'll give a good example, right?
No, wait. Let me just Freezie real quick. Freezie, my point is, you give him the number of shots, he's going to efficiently get you those points because he has that skill level.
Yeah, and he's proven.
But you also
proven it for multiple years.
But Rick, you also are convergent arguments. I'm not disputing how good Zach LaVine is. The only thing I disagree with you with is, do I throw RJ Barrett into the trade? That's what you had asked initially. And so, but everything else, I agree with you. Okay. What I'm saying is some of the points have become divergent. Like I don't doubt Zach LaVine being a great NBA player. I just don't want to throw RJ Barrett into the trade for him.
I got you.
Everything else you said is right. I agree with you.
My whole thing is Rick said something about if you bring LeBron James to the Knicks or to any other team that he could win. That's not necessarily true, and you're stretching out the facts. And this is why the NBA
put that whack ass Cleveland team to the finals, man.
But he's always crying. LeBron James is always crying for players. So let's not act like he's doing it by himself. He has to cry for players. He created this whole
and LeBron James was on a team that legit earned the number 4 pick in the draft right behind us. LeBron James was on that team.
Well,
the Lakers that earned the number 4 pick.
This is again LeBron James crying for players that can be able to get a team to the final. He can get a shit team.
Right, Jason is right. I agree with you.
He want to pull him up by himself, and also that shit team. I mean, he did have the number 1 defense.
But is it? My point is, you put LeBron. He's still gonna put up he's gonna do what he's gonna do because he's LeBron.
But he can't win. Listen, my whole thing is, you trying to say you could put anybody anywhere, or if not, it's going to be that player's fault. Like RJ, if you made some kind of argument. If you bring LeBron James anywhere, no, it's not. You can't put LeBron James anywhere. He will lose and he will start crying.
But that's fine.
And the team will. Let's keep that in perspective.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But my point was,
and this is a stack-up league, and also this is a league now where you have to call your buddy and try to team up in a team so that way you have a chance to win. This is a whole different league. So this
Hey,
whole concept that you can go anywhere, no, that's not true.
I agree.
My
point was about production. You put
and Rick was right. I just used the outlier. That Lakers team is just an outlier. Rick was right though. He did drag that whack ass Cavs team to the playoffs.
My point is production.
Yeah, but he kept crying. LeBron just kept crying.
You put Devin Booker on any team, you give him those number of shots, he's gonna produce for you. Because
we could work with that.
Because it's a skill level.
Levine,
whenever we have a player, we do that with all our young guys. Like all the Frankers out there on Twitter. Because
and that's why you take a Bradley Beal if you could get him. Because
exactly.
That's the more reason
listen, we do that with all our young players. We because Knicks fans are so thirsty to get homegrown talent that they make all these excuses and they'll blame the coach, they'll blame the GM, they'll blame the teammate, but they won't blame the player.
We'll blame Charles Oakley.
But Rick, the problem is
blame the player. They're the ones dribbling, they're the ones shooting, they're the one passing, they're the one rebounding.
Rick, who's the last homegrown talent we had?
What'd you say?
Who's the last homegrown talent we had and we actually kept after his first contract?
Oh no, yeah.
Charlie Ward.
How long ago was that?
Forever. But don't let
27 years.
Don't let that thirst. Don't let that thirst.
I agree with Rick.
Thirst. It's about having a great organization finally. Like we got an organization that's gonna want to do it right this time.
No, it's about drafting better.
No, it's developing better. It's developing the players.
So you want that developing kick too, huh? You believe in that development magic dust? You just put some development dust and you draft.
Because development dust is having a strong team. The Knicks haven't had a strong front office in years, right?
And we haven't had a coach that left more than 2 seasons.
If you draft correctly, if you make proper picks, if you don't have disjointed teams where it's like you have like the Jets, right, where you have a GM that's not married to the coach gets fired, GM
football is different.
Right? Stupid shit like that, right? The Knicks, I mean, you've had a guy like Phil Jackson, we've done stupid shit. So it's not magic dust, right? So and one point I want to make on Zach LaVine was that many times people just see outright production. Now, obviously, Zach LaVine's an efficient player, right? So it may not count with him, but why I'm not so quick to just say, oh, this guy is doing this over here, and if you put him over here with this setup, he's going to be doing the same. Even if people say, oh, he has the same. I mean, I looked at guys like in the past, I always brings up like a Corey Maggette, right? At one point was averaging like 20, 22 points, whatever, right? On, the teams is on like, was he on the...
And Corey Maggette eventually got, lots of injuries and stuff like that.
Nuggets and Clippers. I believe one year he averaged like, or a few years.
Yeah, he had a couple, he got 1 or 2 good years, but that's the...
Yeah, with the Clippers and Golden State. Yeah. The Clippers and Golden State. Yeah.
Listen, look, you're pulling out Corey Maggette out of your.
No,
I ain't gonna lie,
bro. I literally just gave you. I literally counted out Zach LaVine. I'm saying why I don't. When I'm looking at production, there's a lot more that goes into just pure stats.
Hold on.
Context means everything. Yes, you're scoring good, you're scoring whatever. Let's pretend that I believe that's not good, right? Like, okay, for instance, right? This is why I love Chris Paul because Chris Paul.
Hold on. I need to say something. Let's pretend. I think people get offended too much, especially when we talk about young players. Let's pretend that I believe that RJ one day will be even better, as good as Zach LaVine. That doesn't.
I think so. That's possible.
My bigger point.
Better.
But he could be better, whatever you believe. My point was I can improve my shooting guard position and get better shooting at right now, tomorrow, versus waiting. That's what as a GM, you're always making that. You always got to make that decision.
Hey, can we have this is a good argument. If Sid stays home 5 years, how far can the Knicks go?
But do you think
championship?
He's 62 years old. You think he's
championship?
That's not the question.
Championship.
Okay, whole 5 years, how far can the Knicks go?
It's hard to project.
Champ, I just told you.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, speakers.
I want to get everybody else to.
He's here 5 years. We're definitely a contending team because
that's all that matters.
I don't see. But wait, we've averaged a new coach since the new century a year and 4 months. A year and 4 months how much we've at 15 in 20 years. So if his last 5 years, that automatically lets me know that we're doing good.
Yeah.
Because history tells me he don't last nobody lasts 5 years.
I think he's gonna last 5 years.
Hey, Rick, I want to make a point. I want to talk about Boston with you and player development, because you're saying that player development doesn't exist. Am I correct or no?
I believe that you guys put way too much weight on it. I feel that.
I think that's an unfair assessment based on what Rick believes, just by being around him.
The development.
My whole thing is, I want to talk about. Look what Boston did when they drafted Jaylen Brown. They drafted Jaylen Brown in 2016, and then they went and drafted Jason Tatum. They also signed Gordon Hayward that very year, 2017. Jaylen Brown
both Jason Tatum and Brown were third overall picks. So
correct.
What are we talking about?
But Jaylen Brown was a poor shooter, and now he's becoming a much better shooter.
And then you want to credit Boston for that, not Jaylen Brown?
They picked up Gordon Hayward. They paid him $35 million. Did that help or did that didn't help?
Who do you give credit to for the development of his jump shot?
I'm gonna tell you. I believe if Boston did not get Gordon Hayward, an established proven player who's averaging maybe 15, who could average 15 to 20 points in this league. If they didn't have a great shooter like Gordon Hayward, I don't think Jaylen Brown will be shooting as good as he is right now at this day. I don't think he's going to be that shooter.
My personal belief is that development happens in the off season, and those guys they hire
year round. I think it's year round.
This is why guys like him, who's all these other personal trainers that are getting paid millions by these guys to make them better. It's not so. Especially these our kids, Frank, Knox, RJ, Mitch, they're gonna have close to 9 months of an off season. If they come back looking like fucking bums after 9 months off season, I don't want to hear shit about development. That's on them.
Hold on. I want to get this guy. I want to get him. You remember that beef that Jaylen Brown had with Gordon Hayward because Jaylen Brown wasn't getting no minutes and Gordon Hayward was taking his spot. This is what I'm saying.
I don't care about Boston like that. You seem to know a lot.
No. I'm trying to make a point that, like, look, we both agree that established players, once you can prove yourself in this league, and I'm losing my train of thought, having a player like Gordon Hayward boosted and made Jaylen Brown a much better scorer and a shooter in this league. Having a player like Gordon Hayward,
what did Mook do for now?
Jaylen Brown wouldn't be the player he is. By far, he would be a good defender. He would be a good defender. I'll give credit to his defense. I'm not going to give credit to his offense. That offense,
but he worked on that, my guy.
Even Jason Tatum's offense too, he wouldn't be so great if Gordon Hayward was not there. No way.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop you right there. Jason Tatum worked with Kobe Bryant in the summertime.
But you're missing the point that you need a Gordon Hayward in your team.
You're right. You're right, Moses. No, you're right, because I felt if Mook would have stayed the whole year and Knox had that experience through the whole year, including let's just say we would have won 5 more games. Let's just be honest right now. Let's say we won 4 more games and had an offseason where he could have a full
wait a minute. Teddy, are you really talking? Man, don't get me yo, it's like 2:30 in the morning. Are you really telling me that Marcus Morris is going to make somebody better? Who the hell is Marcus Morris? Marcus Morris is a journeyman that averaged 12 points per game, came to New York in 8 and a half a season and left.
Let's keep it real.
Man, who is Marcus Morris? Marcus Morris is a nobody. He's a nobody. Marcus Morris averaged 12.4 points for his career.
You don't think
he didn't average Kevin Knox numbers until his 5th season in the NBA? And you telling me that he was going to make Kevin Knox better? How Kevin Knox gets better is if Marcus Morris never comes to New York and Kevin Knox is to play through mistakes.
Do you guys think who thinks that guys get better in the offseason?
I do.
Everybody get better.
They get better through the whole year. The whole year. It's not just off season. It's the whole year.
It starts.
Where does the bulk of development happen? In the off season or during the season?
That's a trick question. It's both.
Yeah, that is a loaded question.
One more thing, I want to respond to that. John Wall said that there was a podcast with John Wall and Gilbert Arenas, and they're talking about how they often looking for competition within your team when you're playing during the season. You're always looking for better competition while you're practicing, because once you get to a point, there is no competition in your team. It's hard to find it. But when you're a rookie like Jaylen Brown, you always got competition. If somebody like Gordon Hayward is taking your spot and eating up all your minutes, you're gonna push yourself to a level that you've never been before, because it's either that or you die. That's it.
I disagree.
Hey, let's keep it real, Rick. Though
Knox has no knowledge of that. Franklin Lakina has no idea what that is.
Because they're not good. They're both projects.
They don't even know what that is. They're not familiar with it.
I'd say something about in-season improvement. So I'm reading this thing on Jaylen Brown. And it seems like, look, I think a lot of stuff he's worked on, but a lot of his improvement, it seems, came during the season.
His offense is amazing right now.
I'll put this in the chat for you guys to read. But
he already had flash. He already had the talent. He just needs to.
I mean, yeah, he's a poor shooter. It seems like a lot of it. Like I'm trying to read who he attributes to. I mean, they attribute.
There are some people. There are some people that think Jaylen Brown will eventually be better than Jason Tatum.
Him shooting off the dribble.
He has the physical ability.
I mean, he's a fit, and he's.
These people. Gordon Hayward is not paying. He's not getting paid $35 million just to hang out.
I think we just don't know. Honestly, God, we don't know. I would attribute a lot of it to the players.
That's where you get to add stuff to your game. That's where you have hours upon hours to add new things to your game. During the season, the games come way too fast for you to be to add that. The off season is when you be like, you added something new. So this is why I'm looking at the start of this year, December 22nd. If these freaking kids come back without being,
it's kind of unfair though. It's kind of unfair.
Jaylen Brown was losing his mind, bro. Wow. That's all Gordon Hayward eating his minutes, bro. That's all Gordon Hayward.
But it's not. I think it's a loaded question because some players, all they need is one stroke of confidence and they explode into being something. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, I give you an example. Jeremy Lin got cut by 3 teams. Come to New York, Rod Pines about to get cut. They say, "Hey, let's just give this dude a look before we cut him. Let's just see what he got before we send him on his way." The dude come in the game and score like 16 points in like 12 minutes, and they're like, "Oh, wait a minute! Before we run Torrey Murray back out here, let's play Jeremy Lin," and then something pops off. And I know that's an outlier. But what I'm saying, what my point was, is players. Some players have things click at different times in their career. You know what I'm saying?
And by the way, like Jeremy Lin looked a lot better given the way he was used with the Knicks versus how he's used with say
with Golden State. And the Houston Rockets.
Jimmy Houston, yeah. And we got to admit though, this is to be honest, this is the first year that.
And y'all forget, and y'all say that, but y'all forget how distraught Kobe Bryant looked his rookie season when John Stockton had him on roller skates. Y'all look at the Hall of Fame Kobe. Y'all forget that Kobe was a disgruntled looking rookie with low confidence, and he got it.
Wait, hold up, time out. Yo, who low confidence? He was 18 years old in the playoffs against Utah, and he's the only one taking last minute shots because everybody else was scared to shoot. He shot air balls.
Don't forget about Eddie Jones.
Who lack confidence. Kobe Bryant.
Okay. You saying because he took shots and missed. You're not talking about the whole game when John Stockton had him on roller skates. You don't cut out an instance and be like, this is a whole snapshot. You like take one stitch in time and then be like, no, look at this. Don't look at the whole game. It's like when people say Allen Iverson crossed over Jordan. People don't look at the whole game with Jordan was roasting Alex in the whole game and got the W. You know what I'm saying? This is snapshot memory here.
Kobe Bryant to the day he died can't stand Del Harris because he was killing Eddie Jones in practice, and he knew he was better than Eddie Jones, and Eddie Jones was the guy that they were playing. They ultimately traded Eddie Jones to let Kobe get Kobe. Del Harris would not play him only because he was 18. Kobe Bryant, to this day,
Eddie Jones was the original 3-and-D. Eddie Jones was the original 3-and-D. You say that like Eddie Jones was a bum. Eddie Jones was not a bum. Eddie Jones was not a bum.
Kobe was never lacked confidence. Kobe, that's what
yo, check out the Knucklehead podcast. He said the Knucklehead podcast that he's mad because he looks at his career numbers and he looks at how some of these guys got better career numbers, and he knows that his first year and a half or so, Del Harris wouldn't play him, and he looks at how his numbers could have been better. He said whenever he thinks back at it, he gets mad.
But the point that you're missing, and what I'm saying is, for one, Eddie Jones was better than Kobe. Let's not just say that Kobe.
Eddie Jones,
man, you know, Kobe Bryant had potential. Everybody knew Kobe Bryant had potential, but an 18-year-old Kobe Bryant versus Eddie Jones, come on, dog. I mean, that really
good. He was busting their ass in practice.
Yeah,
he was busting their ass in practice. It didn't have to be Eddie Jones, but Rick Fox was starting to. He was busting their ass. He said Kobe was like, I know that Del wouldn't play me, so in practice I would murder them.
Hey, I got a quick question for y'all. Hey, when it comes to this draft coming up, since we know when the season's starting, what young players are staying with the Knicks? Who's getting traded?
Knox is going to get traded.
ESJ, and then Knox looks like the next guy, but I hope they give him to the trade deadline.
So Knox.
I think in terms of like order of operations, I think the first guy that they probably look to trade is DSJ. The next guy is probably Knox, then Frank, and then RJ and Mitch. They're holding on to they value more.
I'm glad you said that. How would y'all feel if Frank did get traded? How would y'all feel about that?
It wouldn't hurt me.
I don't.
Whatever. I feel like with Frank Ntilikina, it's like
6'3".
I want Frank to succeed, but you got to give me 36% from three. You got to give me 15. You got to give me.
He's our best defender.
You have to give me. The thing with Frank is that you got to give me something offensively on a court to validate you being there, because they leave him open. Like, I mean, you can't be.
Yeah.
They don't play to his best attributes.
Go making excuses for him. You hear him? You hear yourself?
Can we be real? We don't play to his best attributes at all.
Who?
Frank.
Man, get the heck! Oh my God! What are we talking about?
Teddy, why did you do this, bro? Why did you wake up a giant, bro?
Yo, every time we talk about like legit, every time we talk about superstars, somebody pull Frank Ntilikina out their ass. Can we just? I mean, I'm just saying, can we please just have a legit
great role player?
Can I? Okay.
I can't even get to co-sign Kevin Knox's thing with Rick Wall because you're talking about Frank Ntilikina. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna legit say Kevin Knox has high upside if he makes it through this thing with Tom Thibodeau. You are talking about Frank Ntilikina, who played for 4 different coaches already in 3 full seasons.
That's the problem.
Frank ain't.
Yo, take your stuff outside.
Right. That's exactly that. Right. You exactly right. That's the problem. Frank Ntilikina is the problem. Frank has had ample chances.
No. You can't put that all on Frank.
Who else? Okay. Hold on.
I just want to say one thing. I just want to say I'll keep Frank if I could get him on a Reggie Bullock contract. That's the only way so far. If I could get him on a Reggie Bullock contract, I'll give him another chance until
man, look.
You made it tell me.
I ain't trying to be disrespectful or nothing. I ain't trying to be disrespectful or nothing, but y'all talking about a dude that averages 5 points a game. Y'all talking about a dude that averages 5 points a game.
Freezie.
What are we talking about? We talking about a dude that averages 5 points a game, and y'all talking about wasting a roster spot. I mean, really?
Freezie. At the end of the day,
the bench.
excuse yourself from Knicks fandom for a second, right? And at the end of the day, Frank is a 3-year player that's averaged 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, shoots under 40% from the field,
Right.
and he's a role player on a team that's won 20-something games, 17 and 21. So
Right.
I'm not going to diss him because it seems like I'm not going to diss him, but he's not even worth thinking about. If he's
That's my point. That's my point.
Can I defend this?
you consider, but I'm like,
I want to defend that a little too. You go first, Teddy.
We have not played him right since all the coaches we had. Okay, he's a defensive. He's a Marcus Smart. He's not going to put up the most points.
He's a what? He's a what?
Not a Marcus.
Dog, did you just call him Marcus Smart?
A lot of people.
Oh my God, man! Oh my God!
I think Frank's upside. I think his ceiling could be a Marcus Smart, but I wouldn't call him. Look, the production's out there in 3 years. I like Frank Ntilikina.
He's more Emmanuel Moody.
I think his court vision is underrated. I know that might sound crazy. He's
the best corner shooter on the team.
He's not aggressive enough.
Did you say he's the best pure shooter on the team?
What? You're not
corner shooter
$10 a year, bro. You're not paying Frank $8 million. You know what I mean? You're not paying him that money to be a guy who can't hit a three efficiently. Doesn't provide you anything else but defense. You just can't pay him that.
Yeah, and those
guys. If he's going to win a championship, he's a great role player for a championship team.
Okay, all right. So in Marcus Smart's third year, he was all NBA defense, 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Is Frank that? Is Frank that?
How many coaches did he have?
Marcus Smart. Only thing I say about Marcus Smart is that here's the difference between him and Frank is that from Oklahoma State, right? He was a lead guard, uber aggressive, uber fiery, right? Was never terribly efficient. But he had that defense. Now the Celtics allowed him to play his game, but the thing about it is that because of that aggression, right? The sole fact that he would try to get to the basket, there was something offensively you could build around. Now, obviously, he's still not the most efficient, but he can pass. He gives you spurts where it's like, all right, he justifies being on the court. Frank doesn't give you not even 30-40% of what Marcus Smart tries to do. Right? He's not aggressive like that. He doesn't push the tempo. Now, if he was like who's this guy that used to be on the fucking Lakers? Damn, I can't remember his name.
He's Dante Exum, yo. Frank is Dante Exum.
Hey, don't disrespect Frank.
Dante Exum will at least try to get to the back. Frank Ntilikina just doesn't do it. Like,
I'm that disrespectful. I'm disrespecting Dante.
Man.
And the flip side,
hey, I
will say we have players on the Knicks that sometimes we do get a little married to because it's like
that's the problem. That's the problem.
You know what I mean? I don't feel that way with RJ. I know you made pointless. I don't feel that way with RJ, even though I wanted John Morant. But I looked at RJ and was like, all right, yeah, he's not efficient, but I'm not married to him the same way that Nick should.
Hey,
guys like Knox, Knox could go tomorrow. I'm married to Knox.
You gotta give Knox some time.
No, it's okay. Hold up. How do you kill? Okay, kid had 2 years, right? And he showed spurts, right? But Knox, he's not as bad as Frank, but Knox to me, there's a lot of projection you have to do just for him to become a good player, not a star.
I agree with Guillermo on this one, man. I'm gonna have to agree with him.
I'm bugging on Knox.
I think I'm gonna pay Kevin Knox the same, $4 million a year.
Knox,
it's not time yet. Why are we worried about what Kevin Knox? He's still on a rookie deal. Why are we worried about that?
No.
Yeah, and the other thing too, and what Jason said. I mean, really, Matisse Thybulle. Matisse Thybulle is a nobody. Who is Matisse Thybulle? Matisse Thybulle averages less points per game than Frank. Y'all see that? What Jason said? I was on point with. I was feeling Jason until the Matisse Thybulle thing, man.
Like Matisse Thybulle.
Hey,
I just don't see it with Knox, bro.
Hey, what's up, Rick?
The multiple coaches thing, right? You know how many coaches Devin Booker's had?
Right.
5, 6.
Devin
Booker is a generational talent. We can't even compare him.
He's not a generational talent. Frank was ahead of him. Frank was drafted 8. He was the 13th pick in the draft.
It don't make it right.
Yeah. That's that draft. There are teams who draft terribly. Like Anthony Bennett was drafted number 1, and he's Where is he?
Yep.
A freaking gas station. I don't know what the fuck he is.
He sell insurance for me. He work at my agency, Anthony Bennett. We joke with him all the time.
You could tell.
You're like Uncle Freezie, leave me alone. I'm gonna take you to HR.
Where you're drafted.
Wait. That speaks to talent level as prospects. You're talking about Frank was the eighth pick in the draft. He was a lottery pick. Booker was a 13th pick in the draft. So both grew into losing organizations that had multiple coaches. One guy turned into a star. The other guy, we're blaming. That's what I'm saying. That's what.
Good point. Good point.
Player in basketball, in football, you can blame coaches. You can blame.
They're not the same play. Hold up.
No. What I'm saying in basketball is such an individualized sport that you can still produce with bad. You can produce on a bad team, like Beal.
Right.
Like you can produce with bad players around you. Freaking Moutier had a freaking decent year with the Knicks, even though that team was trash.
Yeah, but
so you can't make excuses for a player and blame it's because of that guy, Not
Frank and Booker are not the same talents, right? So it's not okay. In one situation, he's doing good on a bad team, no coaching. Well, yeah, like 5, 6, or whatever how many coaches throughout his career. And then Frank, they're two different. You could draft two different guards, whatever. Literally for different reasons, right? And I agree with you. Frank is nothing compared to Booker just because he got picked 8. The Knicks have been making shit decisions.
No, wait. So, but I don't get that. I don't get that. That's what I'm supposed to make an excuse for Frank because he's
no.
What are we saying?
I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that
Booker is a literally a number one player on his team. Frank is a role player.
He wasn't that. He was
a role player.
Wait, time out. You think they drafted?
No, Booker became that. Booker became that.
He was going to be that regardless.
Why was he drafted 13th? Barely, almost out of the lottery.
Because when he was playing for Kentucky, he had all them. Let's keep it real. Kentucky was loaded.
Yeah.
I want to say something real quick.
Go ahead.
I just want to say that, in a way, I believe Frank would have had a better career had he had a center that can actually hit a mid range. I don't want to.
Oh my God! Oh,
I got you.
I agree with you, Moses. I agree with you.
No.
Hey, I just want to take an ink pen and just jig myself in the neck.
I totally.
Because it was Frank Ntilikina argument.
Hey, Frank owns Kemba Walker, by the way, too.
I want to keep it in context because I still would pay him $4 million. I would pay him a Reggie Bullock contract, but I do want to keep. I want to keep in perspective of the roster too. Like, listen, he's a point guard. He's supposed to get assists and he is supposed to get points. Those are two categories that I'm looking at that I want from a point guard: points, assists, and efficiency. That's the 3 things. But my whole thing is, when you look at Mitchell Robinson, who doesn't have a jump shot.
So
right?
Should we get rid of Mitchell Robinson so that Frank could be
No.
Like, I don't get what we're talking about.
I'm lost. I'm lost. And Raphael, you say that as if Frank never played with Kristaps Porzingis.
You
say that as if Frank never played with Kristaps Porzingis.
No. I would trade Frank with Mitchell too. I still think Mitchell is a problem in the offense because if you're a center and all you could do is alley-oop and lobs and you can't hit a mid-range, I'm trading you too. I would trade you for Wiseman. That's why I would trade Frank and Mitchell Robinson for James Wiseman for somebody who can block and can hit a shot. So I'm not excusing that. But that's one thing. Also, Kevin Knox. That's another one. I mean, you got 2 players who he can't hit a 3.
Hey, can we admit one thing?
Yes, please, Teddy. Tell me.
Would Frank be a vital role player on a championship team?
I don't know. How about this? I bet you that question would be easier to answer if Frank Ntilikina showed any signs of improvement on offense.
That's true. But
he did. He showed. I think it was like
there's not a single knock.
Wide open shot in the lottery. 3-point percentage. We're like wide open shots.
Frank is gonna be the most improved player next season, and I don't want to hear it.
I don't think.
But
I don't
Teddy,
think
those defensive specialists off the bench, you don't draft them in the lottery. Those are guys you just pick up.
Right.
Once
Great point.
Random, yeah.
Those are those
Great
guys
point.
that after you build your team, you have your 4 players, whatever, then you add to supplement your team. But everybody act like everybody's thinking about the championship roster that Frank is going to be on before we have the championship roster.
Yeah, you gotta. But Rick,
let him go somewhere and develop and whatever, and then when we have that championship roster, sign him at the
come back.
Right.
And yo, let me
re-signing him.
Hey,
what
I
numbers
would trade the whole. So far, I agree with everybody. I agree with Rick about RJ, and when it comes to the whole team, there's nobody in the roster who's untouchable. I would trade the whole team.
Hey, well, let me ask you this. Okay, if you answer this, I might agree with you. Would Frank Ntilikina get significant minutes for the Los Angeles Lakers?
No.
Right now,
No.
right now, would Frank Ntilikina have gotten significant minutes for the Los Angeles Lakers?
Trust me, yes.
Because he could hit a 3.
Y'all said yes. Jason said yes.
I think his averages will be better.
They don't need a Frank on defense with the way they play.
Well, he just said Frank would be better on a championship team. And if Frank can't play for the Lakers, that argument doesn't hold water.
Frank and Anthony Davis would be fine. That could work. I could see that working.
Anybody in Anthony Davis, dog. Anybody in Anthony Davis.
Argument don't work.
Yes.
Yo, Kodo.
Oh my goodness.
Frank has to start playing on any team like that, bro.
Listen, Guillermo, the argument is the only problem with Frank is that he doesn't have Anthony Davis.
I didn't say that. He is a good role player, but this whole team, I think entirely is flawed. All of it. Not just Knox, RJ2, and Mitchell Robinson. It's mistakes. They have
the Kevin Knox thing.
The team is a mismatch.
I don't think the Knicks roster has a starting a roster that I am comfortable with. I'm not too comfortable with RJ shooting. I'm not comfortable with Kevin Knox.
Hey, I gotta get out of here.
Comfortable with Mitchell Robinson not being.
Teddy, where you going? You whipping out, dog?
I got to get up in the morning. I gotta go.
All right, man.
Hey, man, make sure you check us out, man, and follow everybody. So when everybody get on, you can jump on with them.
Absolutely. I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck to your bum ass.
Yeah, man.
I'm not. Did I continue?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, I'm not comfortable with Kevin Knox and his motor and his shooting. I'm not comfortable with RJ and his shoot and his jump shot. I'm not comfortable with Mitchell Robinson. Great defense, but on offense, he's not effective unless it's an alley-oop. I need somebody that can hit a mid-range in case RJ or Frank Ntilikina or Dennis Smith wants to pass on the ball at a center who's right open at the paint. He can't hit it. So I'm like, what are you doing on the floor? So you know what? I don't need him.
Wait, how do you know he can't hit it? He doesn't take it.
Both. I don't like none of that.
Right.
Would you take so with your big man, because I know Rick Ward likes his play, would you take Christian Wood at like $13-15 million a year?
No, I'm trading up for James Wiseman. That's a priority. That's what I want to do.
You know, James Wiseman's not a good shooter.
I like him. I'm taking him. I want that's the first player that the Knicks need. Not LaMelo, not none of these other guys. I would take James Wiseman.
So you look at the Knicks and you feel the Knicks need a center.
Yes. I want James Wiseman.
Wow.
I feel like, hey, Rafi, I feel like this should be that point that you just made is a point that we need like 2 hours to discuss, because it's like, you know, why do you trade everybody to trade up for Wiseman? Do you believe Wiseman is the next big Chris Bosh? Like a bigger Chris Bosh? Is that what you're thinking?
He hasn't played.
I think you could run the offense through him too. I don't mind RJ and James Wiseman for this year. If I have just RJ and James Wiseman, I feel like at least I have something that I can live with. But right now with this roster,
but I don't see how
these people have the kind of flow. This is a losing team franchise. This is a losing man.
Do you think that this team would wait, hold on. Do you think this team would improve with a better point guard? Because our point guard plays like a bit.
No, I think you have to replace Knox. You have to replace Mitchell Robinson.
Okay, one pick at a time. One pick at a time.
The third one would be
one pick
RJ.
at a time. So we had so at the 8th pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want to trade up, you
Grimo, you missed it.
rather go for a big man versus the point guard.
Point guard is fine. God, you think point guard is fine?
No, it's not fine. It's not fine. No, it's not.
But that's
You're
like
right.
that's how we
get a veteran.
You feel center's the number one spot that needs to change. What's the
No, you just value Wiseman more. You don't think center is a problem. You just feel like Wiseman is better.
BPA, he's best player. Like he's like generational talent. Like you trade, like that's the guy we need.
I would look what I would try to get. If, for example, if I'm talking to Golden State, I would try to get Eric Pascal. I would try to get James Wiseman, and I would try to. Let me see, and if I can get a veteran. Say that again.
What are you giving them to get all those players?
I would start off with Mitch. I would start off with Kevin Knox. I would and the Dallas picks.
Can I be
The Dallas picks? Are you serious?
Can I be Golden State for
Robbie, are you serious?
Look, James Wiseman and RJ is more. It's a start. I need
God. Can I be Golden State for a second? Can I be Golden State for a second?
Okay.
We want players. We're trying to compete.
Right.
So we want players that are gonna help us right now to contend against the Lakers and that. So I don't think Knox is gonna help me.
Okay.
Or the Dallas picks.
What about Bobby Portis? And I mean, I don't know. I have to figure that out.
Okay, so
I would have to figure that out. But at least I know what I want, and that's the first question. You want to ask me who do I want?
Let me ask you this: when you look at the roster, what's the first thing that you need to change?
I agree. Look, I agree. Let me agree with you. I want to agree with you something. I want to agree.
You can replace one young player.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. I agree with you with the point guard. If I cannot get a James Wiseman, then I'm gonna go for the point guard, like you're saying.
Okay.
I want to keep that in context, okay?
All right.
If I could get a James Wiseman, I'm gonna go all out. I want to keep that in perspective. If I could get a Killian Hayes, great, I'm taking that because he can shoot and he can run the point. I'm not too crazy about LaMelo Ball. I mean, LaMelo Ball is cool. I'm gonna respect his craft and everything he has, but I'm not drafting him. I want Killian Hayes, or if I could have an RJ Hampton, I'll take those two at number 8. I don't hate on Aaron Naismith. I'm not gonna hate on Devin Vassell. He's pretty solid, cool, whatever. But long story short, if I can have somebody like James Wiseman, who I believe is gonna be a superstar in this league, and it possibly might be even better than a LaMelo Ball, possibly. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna take my chance. I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
I'm going to take it. I would rather start with James Wiseman and RJ Barrett than Mitchell Robinson as a cornerstone and RJ Barrett as a cornerstone and a point guard who I believe is not going to have too much to work with Kevin Knox missing on his shots. Mitchell Robinson, who can't hit a mid-range. You do have a Julius Randle and you have RJ Barrett, and that's about it. And I'm like, you know what? It's not gonna work.
So basically, you like Wiseman so much you would trade up for him.
Say that again.
You like Wiseman so much you would.
Yeah, I think you could run the offense through him. I don't think you need these guys. I'll be ready to cut bait right now.
So you would be willing to risk losing out on this generation's Kobe Bryant for the sake of getting James Wiseman?
Who's Kobe Bryant?
Jalen Green. Are you serious?
Oh, next year? That's next year. What are you talking about?
Yes.
I said the Dallas pick.
He said Dallas picks.
Yeah, I said Dallas.
Right.
Dallas is
right. 20. Dallas has a pick in 21.
Yeah, the 20-somethings. Jalen Green is going to the top 10.
You can't say for sure it's going to be 21.
But
you can't say for sure that's going to be in the 20s.
Playoffs next season.
What do you feel about the fact that the center position is no longer valued in the current, but you're trying to get a center. You're trying to work.
Good question.
With an offense.
I disagree. I see James Wiseman being a game changer.
So
he's a game-changing center.
Like what? Like what? Like who? Like
you could run the offense. He can rebound. He can shoot.
Who's the model comp for James Wiseman?
I disagree, man. I think he can shoot, man.
So you think he can be Karl Anthony Towns?
Possibly.
I'm asking.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying
a lot of stuff he does good now.
I think it'll be worth it. I think it's a step forward for the franchise. I think
so.
This guy said Bam.
No, I don't see Bam. I don't see that.
I would. That's the first guy. I mean, I can't do with these half and half players. I mean, these guys are half good and half bad. I'm like, it's not going to work.
There are parts of his game that mimic Embiid. But if you watch the scouting reports, it talks about like he gets dominated at times by guys his size down low. Like, not to say he does it all the time, but he has issues with balancing, using his weight. Like, they literally have issues with, they call him sometimes when he plays small down low. Like, when he runs a pick and roll, that's one of his strengths, right? He can run the floor, he can run the pick and roll. He's good at that. But regards to his shot, that's not an automatic right now. Him using back to the basket moves, it's not like people said Embiid, he's not a better Embiid. Embiid came in, I think, when he's finally healthy, probably more advanced than Wiseman is coming into the draft. So Wiseman has a lot of question marks to his game. I just don't know where I agree with you. If you like a player, a generational talent, you see it, you trade up for it. But a guy like Wiseman, when we have so many holes in our team that'll be better filled, right? You got a guy.
Well, name him. Name the better move.
I'm picking a point. If a point guard falls to me,
I'm not talking about fall.
If LaMelo magically falls, I doubt it. If Killian Hayes falls to me, I'm taking that.
I like Killian Hayes.
The reason why I say Vassell is because I know people may not like RJ, whatever, but I think that he complements the team a lot better. We don't have good three-point shooting. We don't have a guard to space the floor. He helps guys' developments like RJ, better spacing. If you want to say Randall, and Mitch, whatever.
Hey, Ramo, I got a theory bounce off you. I don't believe in drafting. Like, if I need shooting, I don't believe that I'm going to draft a player and he's going to be my shooter in the lineup. Like, I'm going to depend on a rookie to be my
No. So do you think that lack of spacing can hurt a player's numbers regards to shooting?
Yeah, I agree. But my thing is, like what the Knicks did last year, even though it blew up in their face, I'd rather sign free agents that have a history in the league of being good shooters than depend on a rookie that's going to be my shooter.
Right. And so I'm gonna say this, and it's no shade at Guillermo. Based off of what Rick Ward just said, that's the reason why I'm lower on Devin Vassell than others. Because I don't think dominant college defense relates to dominant NBA defense. I don't think it translates, and I don't think you can depend on a rookie to be a legit dead-out three-point shooter right away, unless if they're. But let's hear me out. Unless it's their main primary thing to do.
Yeah.
You sit here and say Devin Vassell can't dribble the ball. He doesn't. So what is Devin Vassell's greatest strengths?
Defense.
No. I'm not. No. Listen, I'm not. I didn't want to get into a Devin Vassell thing because I think he's legit. I think he's legit long term. The reason why I said that is because if you get a Devin Vassell, then I think you have to wait 2 to 3 years to get exactly what it is that you were looking for. He's not going to do that day one.
I'm not trying to be Devin Vassell my designated shooter. The thing that I like with Devin Vassell is that he opens up the game a lot more. And on the defensive side, something that we also we have issues with, like our backcourt. I want a guy that's on the floor. Like, we just complain about Frank that his only real talent is defense, right? He can't space the floor. I want a guard that if I put him there, even if he's not the most explosive, not the most dynamic, that he does at least one really good thing on offense, which is shooting, and one really good thing on defense, right? Devin Vassell does those things. Now, I'm not looking at Devin Vassell come in and shoot 40% from the 3, 17. I'm not looking for that, but I think that how he plays, how he'd be able to play with, say, we get a Kara Lewis, right? Carolus drops to 27. You got
Wait. So but you do believe Devin Vassell can be? You think Devin Vassell can be all NBA defense and shoot 40% from three?
I know I'm sleepy. I don't know where all NBA defense came from. All I said is that if you
No. I suggested that. I'm suggesting that.
I'm not in his rookie years.
No, not in his rookie year. I'm saying in 2 to 3 years, Devin Vassell can be all NBA defense.
I don't know. My main the reason why I like him is because I think that he complements the team more or better. And we're talking about a team with development. We talking about a team that we don't know. Some players we know that they just suck, whatever, right? But we have to see we have still Knox. We have to see what we have in RJ Barrett, what we have in Mitch. And I think that Vassell complements those players a lot more. If you have a point guard who needs to dribble drive, say you get a Carolus, you can dribble drive into the paint or into the defense. Hard defense, kick it out to perimeter. Devin Vassell can complement you. RJ Barrett and him, the spacing, because their games are kind of like the converse or inverse whatever you call of each other. It's going to help regards to spacing on the floor. That's and on defensive end, if you have a guy, he's good on help defense.
So far, you've only provided an example of how he helps RJ. How does he help Mitch and Knox
And the rest of the team, yeah.
How does he help?
Yeah, but I also mentioned our point guard play, right? If you have a point guard.
Well, no, we're talking about Vassell though. Let's say we don't.
No. Okay, yeah. any point guard you get, you need if he's gonna drive to basket. If you get one that can actually get into the heart of defense, he's going to kick out to the perimeter, right? You need somebody to make those shots, correct? So that helps the team.
Point guard. But I'm talking about you're drafting Vassell, and you told me because he's going to help the players that we have on the team. You're talking about a guy.
Right. So with the point guard play again, if you have
get the point guard.
No. I'm telling you how he helps the team. If you have a player who can hit from the perimeter,
okay.
If you have a guard who can penetrate into the heart of defense, if you have a guy on the perimeter, right, his defender cannot come and collapse and help on that point guard, right? So that's going to help the point guard get better looks at the rim. If guys aren't
spacing,
he's going to help a guy that we don't even have on the team yet.
But it doesn't matter. Okay, we're going to get a point guard regardless, right? You're going to get a point guard regardless that hopefully they're going to penetrate into the basket, right? You don't want them to have the other defenders collapse on him because those guys on the outside.
I agree, but that applies to anybody. I hope. Matter of fact, I want everybody in the field to be able to shoot.
Right, but it helps that point guard have cleaner looks or relatively cleaner looks, regardless. So you're helping the point guard. If you have space, if you have guys who can hit on perimeter, they are a threat. Right? The defense has to respect that. That point guard is going to get cleaner looks versus if he has a team where no one can shoot. Another defense could just go out on him. He has.
Okay, if your original point was that the reason why you want Vassell is because he's going to help.
Yeah, and I'm saying so he helps out the point. He helps out the point guard. He's going to help out.
You were saying the guys on the team, and now you're telling me about some imaginary point guard that's not even there anymore. I'm talking about.
I'm telling you. Okay, so hold on. You want me to tell you the exact players on a team? I don't know who you're gonna have at point guard. I'm saying for this team right now. Okay, fair enough. When I'm
right now, you said right now.
Okay, so. he's gonna help out RJ. He's definitely help out RJ. Even say we had an Elfrid Payton, right? Just say we have an Elfrid Payton. I don't know.
Elfrid Payton, okay.
Say about Elfrid Payton. He's gonna get clean looks at the rim, and this is a guy who can't shoot. So he's probably going to make a lot of his bread and butter driving to the basket, getting to the cup. If he has a cleaner path to the cup because there's a
I agree.
Right.
So does he help Mitch?
Right, Mitch.
Does Vassell help Mitch?
Mitch has to help himself.
Yeah.
No. I'll say
yes.
it. So I'll say it's because I know Freeze's going to kill me. So with Vassell,
he's a good defense.
I'll say it's with Vassell because his defense on guards, because we have poor defense on guards where guys would eat the first level, get to Mitch, and sometimes you have an extra guy who's running the baseline or whatever it may be, and now Mitch has to account for that guard, his guy, and another guy coming around. Mitch. So if you have a guard who can play better defense, you're putting less pressure on Mitch. If Mitch gets in trouble with a guard who's driving to the basket because he beat the first layer, now Mitch might get in more foul trouble. He might get taken out of the game a lot quicker versus if you had a guard who can actually defend their guy. Mitch Robinson doesn't have to help defend or be stuck with a guard who might.
So that eliminates foul trouble.
So he helps. So I know he helps. I know he helps the team defensively. My thing is we're bottom of the league in every offensive category. So I'm sorry that I don't, unlike many of you guys who really still focus on defense, I feel like we're slightly middle of the pack, slightly below average defensively, but we're at the bottom of the league offensively. So
right.
I know it's very trendy nowadays to be the guy that, I want my guy to be a defender, but at some point I feel like we need to address our offensive woes because
that's not me. I'm not one of these guys. I've always valued defense. And the thing about Devin Vassell, we rank last in 3-point shooting. Again, I'm not asking for Devin Vassell to be the end all be all savior for 3-point shooting.
He's not. Nobody is.
Right.
I told you Vassell is my settled pick, gun to my head. And if I had to pick a real safe guy, I'm a pick Vassell, but to me, I feel like our biggest issues are offensively and getting people that. Jason, why don't you come on and stop talking all that shit?
So Rick, who you drafting, Rick? I want to know who you drafting.
Yeah, hey, Raphael, just real quick, man. The point that you made about James Wiseman, where I'm not saying that it's not a bad. I'm not saying it's a bad point.
Cool.
My point is when it's such a different take than what we've been hearing that it just makes us think in the moment about the validity of the points that we're hearing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But like legit saying that James Wiseman has the potential to be Karl Anthony Towns is one of those things that you really have to think about.
He really believes.
I think
Wiseman,
you know what it is. I saw Taj Gibson. I don't even want to compare it to Taj Gibson, but long story short, Taj Gibson can shoot in the middle. So I'm like, man, it's good. So when Taj Gibson is on the floor, you have a center that can actually shoot. That's the only time the Knicks have.
But Mitch provides vertical spacing.
I need both. That's the only thing. I need center. I need defense and offense.
No, I'm saying vertical spacing on offense. The fact that you can throw the ball up in the air and he catches it. That's an important skill for that Taj can't do.
I still take Taj, a player like Taj, over a player like Mitchell.
Can I ask a question on Mitch though? Do you think that, and I know people don't like to project or whatever, but do you think that Mitch can be a capable shooter?
I think so.
I hope so. I have doubt.
I look at Wiseman.
I don't think so.
I don't see look, if AD was available and you could trade it for AD, I'm doing that in a heartbeat.
Not AD, but I mean that's
no, but I'm just saying, but because I'm not even trying to issue on your selection about Wiseman. It's just I'm trying to find where's that, because we don't have the ass. We have to trade picks to move for the Golden State.
That's another conversation. I don't even think we have time to figure out what would be the package for the Knicks to trade up to Golden State.
We don't have the talent. What do you see in Wiseman that says this is worth moving up for, despite the fact that we have a capable center?
He's a better athlete than Mitch. He's a better athlete than Mitch right now, and is stronger. Yes, James Wiseman.
I don't think he's a better.
Yeah. One of his draft weaknesses is that he struggles sometimes with guys of his size.
His lateral movement is not as good as Mitch. His lateral movement is not as good as Mitch. He's not as better.
You know what? You have a point. I think I might take that back. So what I will say is this, though. James Wiseman is very athletic for his size. I'll just say that.
He's athletic, but Mitch is, honestly, Mitch is a freak.
Yeah,
right.
Mitch's freak levels of athleticism. Like this guy, before he got hurt with when he was at the Team USA. I mean, you saw highlights his rookie season where he was guarding, not all the time, but spurts where he was guarding guys on the perimeter. Like Mitch, for his size, he's uber athletic.
Right.
That might be he's not working on.
I agree. I agree. I'll change that. I'll strike that last statement. I'll strike that last statement from the record because I agree. I don't know if Wiseman is more athletic, but I think he is very athletic. How about that?
The thing about it is that Wiseman's shooting. Like if Wiseman was a knockdown shooter, right? And I mean, If he was giving you like, if he was shooting, say, I don't know the percentages. My brain is going far right now. But Wiseman shooting, it is a work in progress. And Mitchell Robinson close that gap within the next 2 years, or maybe the next year, and you'd have a guy who's just as good as Wiseman at shooting, as I'm fucking my words. Would you have as good as a shooter? I want to. You get what I'm saying, right? Because I'm seeing what Wiseman. I just don't see
Here's what I predict from Wiseman. I think right now, in terms of shooting, Taj Gibson is better than Mitchell Robinson, and I like Taj Gibson as a center more than Mitchell Robinson. And I think that James Wiseman is going to be 10 times better than like a Taj Gibson talent, maybe even 20 times better. He's going to make, if we get a Wiseman, it's going to make RJ Barrett's life easy. And if you have a Dennis Smith Jr. off of Payton, that he's going to make both their lives easy. That's what I think. That's my prediction.
So his $1 million question that Guillermo asked, that Rick asked, it make one of y'all. What do you trade up to get Wiseman? What do you trade?
We don't have the
our
two best assets nobody wants to trade. Everybody gets all emotional if you mention whatever. So we don't have what it takes to get. I guess Mitch and somebody. But if we're doing that, realistically, we're not drafting Wiseman.
I don't see where Wiseman is worth it to trade.
Yeah, if they trade up, they're taking LaMelo. So
yeah,
I'm not taking LaMelo. I don't want
LaMelo.
It's not worth it. I don't think it's worth it.
But I'm saying if the Knicks trade up, they're not taking Wiseman. They're taking LaMelo.
So
right. That's some people's opinion, but my opinion, I'd rather have James Wiseman with RJ.
My opinion.
Give me James Wiseman with RJ. I have a chance to win.
I think.
How does Wiseman make RJ's game better? Because y'all killed me before on the other thing. I'm joking.
Because sometimes RJ play makes, and sometimes he does drive and gets fouls and he can score, and also sometimes he can dish it either to Julius Randle or to James Wiseman. James Wiseman will score. It don't have to be an alley-oop. It don't have to be an alley-oop for James Wiseman to score. He could score the alley-oop or he could hit the mid-range.
Putting a lot of trust in his mid-range shooting.
I'm trusting it.
Right.
I'm trusting it.
What evidence?
To the max.
Yeah.
I'm going to trust it to the max.
Scouting.
Man.
All I will say, Grandma, about Wiseman is that he will take the jumper. Unlike,
he will, yes.
He doesn't make them.
Yeah. Right, he don't make them yet.
I'm trusting him. I'm trusting Wiseman. I'm going to trust Wiseman before I trust Mitchell Robinson. I'm sorry.
It was a good draft video that broke.
And I'm going to trust him more before, I just don't trust, with LaMelo Ball. He's a great passer. I agree with everybody. Can he shoot the three? What happens? He can't. I mean,
roll teams in the league, man.
Hmm?
Everybody sees a couple dunks and thinks that people killing RJ and they mentioning no, we ain't killing nobody in the pick and roll. Our pick and roll.
But the funny thing is that yes, he can't shoot the three, but another issue is that
what's his free throw percentage? That will give me an indicator whether or not
500.
Who Wiseman?
No. Oh, LaMelo. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking LaMelo. Sorry.
What's Wiseman's free throw percentage?
I'm gonna look at it right now.
I'm gonna just say this, and I know y'all are gonna want to throw me off the Tribera Bridge, but I don't think LaMelo is that guy. I mean, I think the potential is there, but if we talking about low motor, and we already mad at Kevin Knox about low motor, dude.
70.4%.
74?
70.4.
70? That's decent.
700. 704. 700.
That's decent.
His field goal percentage.
That's James Wiseman?
Yeah.
I don't care about his field goal percentage. He's shot most of them shots in the paint, and he probably had like a 70% free throw percentage. Field goal percentage.
No, you're right. You're right.
James Wiseman.
I just want to know about his free throw to let me know if he has a.
But he has a 700. We're talking 700.
Jalen Smith, man. I think you stop playing around with Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith is
I can't deal with a center that can't shoot, man. Dude, I don't want a center that can't shoot, man. I'm sorry.
I don't think Mitch classifies as the can't shoot variety. I feel like he's a guy.
I disagree with you on that one.
He doesn't take the shot.
He doesn't take.
I don't know, man.
5 shots last year, made 3 of them, I believe. So
I don't know, man. I'd rather.
If I look at his shot, is good enough to start. You just need somebody to encourage him to go ahead and take him. So I feel like he he can be a decent shooter. Like at some point.
I think that, if
who Mitch?
Mitch.
No, Mitch Robinson's shot is broken. For one, his elbow flares out, and then it crosses over his face at release. So you know, now can he make it work? Maybe.
Well,
traditionally,
you can make if you have an ugly jump shot. It's all about repetition and comfort.
It's repetition, and I don't know.
Right.
I wouldn't even say it's broken because I think he's at the point where he doesn't have a consistent stroke.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen him. Like sometimes that happens. Sometimes it doesn't. He hasn't taken enough repetition, like Remo said, for you to say like he has a broken shot.
The one thing I'll say, you can make foul shots, right? Like remember guys like the Rockets. There's some people they can't shoot. They'll never be able to shoot. They just don't have a feel for it.
Right.
Mitchell Robinson has things down packed, but I agree with Rick. It's like you have to get him
to take the shot.
To become confident, right? I think because look, I know it's bullshit, right? But when you see him in those YMCA games or whatever, you see him. It's like, oh, he has that record, so he can do it, but he just doesn't do it. And when he's at the foul line, it's not the ugliest thing at the foul line. It's like, okay, he knows how to shoot. Charles Hayes used to shoot like. It's like some people are like, he's never gonna get it. It's fine. Let him just dunk and rebound. But Mitchell Robinson, I just think that the upside. James Wiseman and Mitch Robinson, like I think that they're like right there. It's just that James Wiseman shows that.
I think it's real far away.
And Wiseman does have better back to the basket talent. Like I think Mitch's size of his body, he's never going to. I think you develop back to the basket moves. I think you develop that like early on. And then you refine it as you get older. I don't think you can.
I just want to say something. I want to say something real fast. I just want to say that my biggest problem with the Knicks roster is that if you look at the starting five, I mean, besides Julius Randle, they don't have a realistic scoring option. They don't have to Rick's point, I kind of agree with how he feels that, that if he's not happy about RJ Barrett not being a good scoring option, and he's actually the best scoring option in the Knicks roster, that's a problem. I agree with Rick on that one. That's a problem. That's not good. That's not good at all.
Put like this.
My whole thing. So I want to add to that. So that's why, a LaMelo Ball, is he a great passer? Absolutely, I agree with. Listen, I'm not going to disagree with his talent. I'm not going to negate it. No way. But what I'm trying to say is if you ask me, is LaMelo Ball a solid scoring option? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say he's a great passer, but he's not a solid scoring option. What do I need first? I need a solid scoring option before I want to get a LaMelo Ball, is what I'm trying to say. So that's why I would opt to get a James Wiseman first and fix that situation with Mitchell Robinson, get him out of here, and get a James Wiseman.
So why not go Anthony Edwards and pair him with RJ and Mitch? RJ.
So if you get
we ain't getting no Anthony Edwards, Big Freezie.
Mitch, Anthony Edwards. So he's a shooting guard like RJ Barrett, correct?
He's a wing player. In my opinion, there's no such thing as shooting guards anymore. I think you put guys 6'7" through 6'8". You get about 3 or 4 of those guys, and you rotate them with one big and one and a point guard.
Wait, you think Wiseman could come into the league right now and use a guy that you can give the ball to, and for him to be your scoring option?
No,
I think he could be a top 3 scoring option in the
team. Top 3 scorer on a team or in the league?
On the team,
on the team.
I mean, his talent says I think he has a chance to be an all-star in this league. So I don't know what I'm saying. I mean, he has.
Hey, that's my guy.
Give us as a rookie, like, can we dump him? Can we give him the ball in half court and get him to, and for him to give us a bucket?
You pass him in the mid range, I think he'll take the shot, and I think him and RJ will be fine. I mean, he's going to go through struggles, right? I mean, is he ready? You asked me if he's ready. I don't think he's that. That's wait and see. I can't call it.
Hey, let me do something real quick. Hey, so time running down on the stream. Sportscast only give you 3 hours, and right now we're at 2:52. So I just wanted to shout out a few people. Hey, thanks, Raphael, for coming on, man. You're welcome anytime. Hey, my man, y'all already know my ace, Rick. You know what I'm saying? It usually be like me, Rick, and Art, and Doom come through and do his thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout out everybody that came through in the chat. Make sure y'all check out the Legion of Knicks podcast. Check out the Devin Vassell video. It's dope. Every time I go to it, it don't have enough views. Y'all can't talk about Devin Vassell if you don't watch this video. And I'm doing, so that's real talk. Too, man. And I'm gonna go check out the video because it's criminal how y'all talk Devin Vassell and don't watch this video. Shout out to Sam
or two, man, talking about some Jet stuff too. So
yo, we gotta do. I think we gotta do a pod together, man. Rick, that's something that may be something we have to do together, man. Because
post Jets game type of what's the name, and we could just sit there and talk shit about how terrible the game was or whatever, and talk about the Jets.
Yeah. Y'all can wallow in your own pity.
Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah, y'all can wallow. But shout out to Eru, Nickish, Nick G, Black Andy, Crazy Ass, Who's Mark, Jeff Zay for coming through on Guillermo Joint, and everybody else that come through and support. We got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. One of these days, I'm gonna plug up to the Ethernet cord. I'm just afraid of it. Hey, Doom, you got some stuff coming up we should check for?
Yeah, man. So just the Care Losers coming up. Definitely, me and Sim are thinking about something for the draft. And then definitely, I'm trying to have either tomorrow or Monday. It might be Monday where I break down the Mets off season.
Yeah,
I definitely want you guys in there.
You said the Nets?
No, the Mets.
The Mets. Come on, dog. Stop playing.
After the Steve there's a lot of interest stuff for the off season, and then Rick wants to talk ish about the Jets. He wants to challenge my Jets knowledge because he wants to pick Fields and look like Nostradamus. So we're gonna challenge Rick on his BS claims.
Did he say Nostradamus? Is that a Nas reference?
You know Rick with his proclamations. He wants to put down that JT Fields is better. So when JT Fields goes to the Jaguars and kills it.
Yo, one
stays on the Jets.
I'm on the freaking internet right now. I'm telling y'all right now. Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. I got you.
I can't.
Hey, Raphael, man. Anytime, man. Anytime we jump on, man, I expect you to be here. You know what I'm saying? Anytime we jump on, I expect you to be. And look, and the other day you jumped on and you did the stream for a little while. Yo, I checked it out, man. It was kind of dope. I think that was about. Yeah, that was kind of dope. My only critique though is if you have a point, make sure you say your point and be confident in it. Don't be worried about what nobody else say. That was my only critique of the video.
Hold on, Moses, you have a podcast?
Wiseman was a new one.
I started.
Listen. You and
he started the stream
slowly. I was slowly trying to get confident talking because I've always wanted to talk with you guys, but I was always like real scared. So I was like, let me just practice by myself.
Yo, bro,
right.
man, this was more than fine. You talk fine, man. Man.
But I don't look. You see me that way, but I look at you guys differently. So I'm like, man, these guys are, it's different when you first start and I see you guys do that all the time. When you're trying to come up, you're like, man, I want to make sure I'm solid.
Come on, man. Me and Guillermo ain't nowhere.
Yeah, I'm a nobody, bro. Do you see Rick Ward talks? Like, he don't got no.
No, but I want
to.
I want to make points. This is.
Hey, yo.
Thank you guys. So
hey, Raphael. Look, I'm gonna just tell you this. Hey, if you feel like you need somebody, man, hey, hit up Rick Ward. If he busy, if he got time, he'll come because my man is straight legit on some points, even though we don't always agree.
Right.
We don't always agree because sometimes I think he just be trolling me for the sake of trolling, especially that RJ Barrett stuff. But if you need somebody, all of us here in the network will jump on to help you.
He's the real
at any time.
Thanks, man.
And that go for everybody. That go for y'all out there too that's looking at this and maybe want to do your sportscaster thing. If we available, just let us. If you want somebody and we available, we'll jump on with you and do the same thing. We loving and supporting everybody. This Knicks thing is just not for the big boys.
God, whenever I have the streams, bro, if you want to come on, man, you're more than welcome, man.
Yeah, man. I even turned it down. Look, first time that Freezie asked me, I turned it down because I was like, man, I'm not even sure if I'm ready even to talk to him. Ask Freezie. Yeah, I'm like, yo, man.
Freezie, man. It's Freezie, man.
Yo,
it's me.
I was like, Freezie will hype you up, bro. You could Freezie is the perfect 80s hype man, son. Like, he's gonna hype you up. So there's literally you should have no hesitation. There should be no.
Dog, it's just me.
It's
but
talking about sports and BS, man. Like,
because my wife be like, Mocha be like, yo, why you don't be looking in the camera? I be like, I can't figure it out because I got so much. I got like the screens.
But you don't.
Yeah, I got like the screens and the camera and then the light and this microphone.
Literally looking at
and I'm like,
looking at one light and it's like, oh yeah, blah.
Real quick before you get cut off, God, your Wiseman take. I know Charlotte. I live in Charlotte now. I know Michael Jordan